was, Arthur, what did you think of what the Saints did on their final play yesterday? And is that something that, and I know it wasn't relevant to the press conference, but like, we don't get to talk to the owner. Like, there's going to be a head coach that's going to play the New Orleans Saints, and is Arthur, it's kind of like a manager being like, what happened last season? You're hitting that guy, right?
Oh, 100%.
So is Arthur or Rich or is some coach going to come in and be like, I watched that. And if Dennis Allen's the coach next year, or like you said, Jameis Winston, what's the new, like, what are we going to do? You want to talk about getting humiliated?
It's going to be nothing said except a Grady Jarrett is going to
I
go
hope
after
so.
him.
I hope so.
And he is going
or
to.
Or anybody on the Saints. Yeah. I mean, that could have been.
But a Falcon player that's like a veteran.
Right. Who's going to, where is their payback for that moment?
Well, they should have done it right then. I think you're right. Like, why didn't they start throwing helmets and stuff in that moment?
Like,
you got nothing to lose.
You're down 41-17.
100%.
They're in victory formation. Your season's over, and they humiliate you like that, and we're just sitting around like, oh, okay. Yeah, that sucked. I mean, say a lot about Arthur Smith. That was Bush League to blame. Like, Arthur, look how silly you look. At least he's sticking up for his team at the end.
But if I would have, but he can't go after a player. That's the only person he could have gone after.
Yeah.
I don't mind that he did that.
No, I know,
actually wish he would have
exactly
punched
right.
him. I wish he would have punched him. That's what I was waiting for.
They talked about that on NFL Network.
I wish
what if
they
Arthur Smith
he should have
had punched Dennis Allen?
That would have been so.
And by
awesome.
the way, I just showed you that's who I am. I would argue that his next job, I mean, he'll probably get a head coaching job maybe 5 years down the line or 4 years. That's how it happens. He'll be a coordinator again. That's who I am. I was on my way out. I knew it was over, but I'm sorry. Professional pride still matters, right? That would have been something.
You ain't kidding.
What would the league have done? What are you going to suspend me? I'm fired, right? Are you going to suspend me for punching Dennis Allen?
That's exactly
I'm
right.
fired. That would have been a
100%.
moment.
That's a way better.
Or
subject.
grabbed him. Or at least grab him.
Oh, my God, if they would have gotten into And then all those little lackeys behind Dennis Allen are like, man, I was like, are you kidding me? That was some good drama. I loved that.
That was. I have really good news for the Atlanta Falcons organization when we come back.
Thank God.
Really good news that they don't even realize. They know a lot more than me about some. They don't know about the fans like I do. I got good news for them when we come back. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. We don't know what might happen with possible coaching changes still to come in New Orleans, Chicago, and of course New England. Meantime, there are currently 5 openings, and I'd rank the opportunities from best to worst as the Chargers, Falcons, and that young dynamic core of players, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Panthers. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day. From comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast, Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
With breaking Falcons news.
Big day in the city of Atlanta. Our head man yesterday, Arthur Smith, is obviously going to be looking for a job.
These kind of decisions are never easy, particularly when you look at the personal side of things. And my 22 years as your owner, it's very painful when you have to make a change like this.
For the latest on our Falcons, keep it here. Our Falcons play here. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Studios. Driven by Kia and the official sponsor of the Atlanta Falcons Radio Network.
Choosing the right contractor for your heating system is as important as selecting the perfect mechanic for your car. At Barty Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, our team of experts train all year, so we can diagnose your furnace issue correctly the first time, getting it back to peak performance and running like new. Experience same-day service and effortlessly schedule your appointment online at Barty.com. Trust Barty, where expertise meets efficiency. BARDI.com.
For comfort and care, Barty is there.
Up to a 30% upfront bonus and 12% per year guaranteed growth for retirement. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and these are the highest guarantees with annuities I have seen in my life. When interest rates are this high, there are silver linings, and annuity guarantees are one of them. Up to a 30% bonus upfront for retirement income. On $100,000, that's up to $42,000 guaranteed in the first year. And it's because of the economy and its high interest rates. Don't let anyone, especially another financial advisor, tell you it's not true. Up to 30% upfront just for opening an account and up to 12% per year guaranteed income growth. Don't miss out. This won't last forever. If you have an old 401k, get up to 30% upfront and 12% guaranteed growth for income today. Call 678-888-3300. That's 678-888-3300.
Guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
As you get older, things tend to work differently. At Choice Men's Health, patients are experiencing positive results for treatment of ED and performance issues in the bedroom.
My husband and I have had a wonderful relationship for 30 plus years. However, due to diabetes, Dee was having trouble performing in the bedroom. It was affecting our intimacy and ultimately our relationship. He tried Viagra and Cialis, but they didn't help. So we went to see the specialists at Choice Men's Health. After one office visit, we saw instant results. Our relationship has changed completely. Dee is back to his normal self and giving me the attention that I've longed for the past few years.
Thank you, Choice Men's Health. The results were immediate and a complete game changer. I have a pep in my step and they turned back the clock on my love life 20 years.
Call Choice Men's Health at 404-400-3716. Unlike other ED practices, they guarantee results on the first visit or the exam is free. Call for your appointment today at Choice Men's Health, 404-400-3716. Choice Men's Health, 404-400-3716.
Weddings, birthdays, anniversaries, the birth of a child. Celebrate your life's best moments with Solomon Brothers Jewelers. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead or Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta. Online at SolomonBrothers.com and on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Wow, 2023 just flew by, didn't it? Same for you? Yeah. Well, sometimes time gets away from us, and before I know it, it's already time for my annual cleaning from Zero Res. Hey, don't take my word for it. Zero Res is one of the most reviewed carpet cleaners in all of Georgia with over 4,000 Google reviews. Take advantage of their New Year's sale going on right now. You're going to get 3 rooms of carpets cleaned for only $119. When you mention me, say Sandra told me to call. You're going to get a hallway cleaned for free. Call them now, 770-242-1313. You can schedule online. It could not be easier. Go to ZeroResAtlanta.com. Again, 3 rooms of carpets cleaned, $119. When you mention Sandra, you're going to get a hallway cleaned for free. It's Zero Res for the new year. Wow, 2023 just really flew by. If you don't know the deal, there's no soap, no residue, soft, fluffy carpets that stay clean longer. Zero Res, using no harsh chemicals, which means pure safety for your family and pets. Book them now, ZeroResAtlanta.com.
Another Sports Flash. Just moments away.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-973-7809 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-973-7809. That's 800-973-7809. What do you have to lose? Call 800-973-7809. Again, 800-973-7809.
Finlay Roofing. We've got you covered. Atlanta's most trusted and recommended roofer.
Sports Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Sports Flash. Brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. After an accident, don't wait. Dial 8. Call 404-888-8888.
I'm Tanisha Batiste. The season came to an end for the Falcons Sunday, and the search for a new head coach began Monday after 3 seasons with Arthur Smith at the helm and 3 seasons with identical records of 7-10. The Falcons fired Smith. Despite the disappointing outcomes, it wasn't easy to see Smith go for players like Jonnu Smith, who's been connected to Coach Smith since before he came into the league.
Sacrifices that he makes for people. He's just a hell of a person. He's been extremely instrumental in my journey in the NFL, going into my 8th season. This guy, he's still here. I just think about that time we met at the Senior Bowl when I was 21 years old, and I'll be 30 next year, and he's still right here.
And United made it official today, announcing that it has signed free agent midfielder Dax McCarty through the 2024 MLS season with an option for 2025. McCarty has made 466 MLS regular season appearances in his 18-year career. He spent the last 4 seasons playing for Nashville SC. Keeping you up to date on Atlanta sports when it happens, I'm Tanisha Batiste from the Kia Studios on your home of Wednesday's Hawks Sixers game. Tip off at 7:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
I'm going to recommend this.
The Steakhouse.
Yes! Awesome.
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Steak Shapiro, Sandra Golden. Thanks so much for being with us. We got a really good belly up coming up. You didn't put that sweet in belly up though. Can we just mention that? And I got good news for the Falcons.
Yes.
Last night in Houston, we were just talking about the Pat McAfee stuff at ESPN. He's pushing the limit, man. He's calling out the highest executives there, and then just saying like, people are messing with me and messing with my numbers and leaking stuff, and he's taken on the highest levels of ESPN management. Aaron Rodgers will be on very soon on that show. I'm sure everybody's going to be listening. Will Aaron Rodgers apologize to Jimmy Kimmel, all that stuff. But it's a new era where these athletes and broadcasters have huge power. And one guy you're talking about is Stephen A. Smith, who was in a suite last night. Did you guys see this? The
Phenomenal,
suite?
Yeah. Travis Scott, Michael Jordan, Stephen A. Smith, Derek Jeter, Desmond Howard, among a lot of folks. That was sick.
Dude, like literally, Garrett just said, how much money did Jordan have on that game? I mean, you saw Portnoy from Barstool must have won another, God knows, another $500,000 or $1 million. Point being, dude, that suite, that Stephen A. Smith, you want to talk about juice? He's sitting there with Jordan and Jeter and Travis Scott in a suite at the game. That's where, I don't say blur the lines. It's a different level now of how this media stuff plays itself out. That was a juicy suite.
I like the trend that's moving toward talent / athlete / do your own thing. And, the bullying from management is over.
Pat McAfee,
with those guys.
Listen, I know who doesn't like Pat McAfee. My friends in their 50s and 60s who don't understand what he's doing. But I can tell you what he's doing is resonating. I'm not telling you he's doing everything right, and he may be annoying a lot of people. I'm in the media business, and I watch this stuff, and I just think that, this is unique stuff, man. Jimmy Kimmel had to comment about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers come back on today to comment. Pat McAfee, who
Jimmy Kimmel spent the first 7 minutes of his show going off on what he calls his Karen Rodgers now.
Oh, okay. So
a little much.
I will say this about McAfee, though. I think he's doing a good job. That is absolutely zero interest television. ESPN2 had his team on the floor, on the field. Did you watch a second of it?
Not 1 second.
Terrible.
Mm-mm.
Everything great about the Manning cast,
right?
Everything great about the Manning cast is zero of having McAfee on the field with his 5 cronies. It means nothing. And by the way, they can't even see the game because they're standing there. You're better off watching the TV version, but they're not as entertaining as the Mannings. Manning cast is perfect, just like everybody tries to copy Shaq, Charles, Kenny, and Ernie. Like, you can't, right? So you can't copy the Manning cast. Kevin Hart doing the NBA, I haven't heard one person mention the NBA cast, whatever that was for, right? Everybody's trying, doesn't work. Here's the good news for the Falcons. And with press conference went too long, They didn't answer everything all the time. It's just I would keep things shorter, and I know they're trying to. If you want to let everybody get questions in, then make the answers a little shorter. But that's fine. I mean, they did what they had to do. We're fans. It doesn't take much, right? First positive step for them was yesterday when they fired Arthur Smith. Then I'm reading social media like, okay, you did the right thing. Next positive step, there's going to be a press conference. You're going to introduce either Ben Johnson, defensive coordinator of the Lions, Bobby Slowick, offensive guru of the Texans, working with DeMarco, super tight, or Raheem Morris. I love Raheem Morris's personality. He'll dominate a press conference, right?
Right.
That'll be a good day. We'll go there and we'll go like, wow, I think we got it right. We got one of the top young coaches. We'll get one of them, right? Then we're going to draft 8th, and there are folks that saying Jaden Daniels will be there. If he's not there, we may trade up for him. That'll be another moment. We're going to get a quarterback, right?
Okay.
And I think there's a chance that they're going to find that. Listen, there's a rumor now the Giants are going to take Jaden. I don't know what they're doing Daniel Jones's contract, if they're going to go draft him.
Yeah, good point.
So by the time you and I are in Flowery Branch in July, and now they have as much money on the cap as they've ever had again, sounds like, right? What was a situation that looked as bad as it could get, by the time all those things happen, we'll be right back on board.
Optimism abound.
Yeah, we'll be right back on board, don't you think?
Oh, my
The
God,
only
yes.
way is if you brought back Arthur Smith in the same group and you didn't get a quarterback, like, well, I don't know what they would, maybe, you would have still drafted a quarterback or signed one. But it doesn't take much. Give us some hope, right?
We were all in on the downfall.
Right.
And meaning we've got to make changes. And it did feel like because you ruined my fall, and this is tough every Sunday.
Right, it's 6 straight years.
I mean, I
But-
have my sweatshirt that says Falcons. Sundays are for the Falcons.
So
yeah, they were.
Sundays Atlanta. What are those?
Sundays are for boxed wine.
Yes, yes.
Around here in Atlanta.
But do you have any doubt that by the time we get to training camp, we'll be totally optimistic?
I think yesterday it became optimistic.
Okay, so you
Honest to
did.
God.
Yeah.
You could see the tide turn. And
Already,
even how,
right.
All right.
They had no
did the
choice.
right
Listen,
thing.
that's what I was trying to say. Like, did you guys hear the fans? And Rich McKay finally said, yeah, we heard. We know how bad it was. So, anyway, I'm excited. I feel bad for anybody who gets fired. I'm excited.
I
for
always
the
feel
future.
like this wasn't working here, and it's likely better for them and all their families.
Listen,
like you're gonna have a better life.
Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algiers are big time. That's a great combination of young backs. Drake London is a star. I will say this about Kyle Pitts. He had a lot of catches under Matt Ryan his rookie year. So maybe there's hope for him. But listen, it doesn't take much. Well, I'll be optimistic. Give me Raheem Morris. I'll be fine. Give me Ben Johnson. Like, I don't know. Give me a guy that's going to get me excited. I'm a fan, right?
Absolutely.
Let's do belly up.
What's everyone talking about?
Yo, what's the deal?
We've got you covered
As we belly up
on the Steakhouse.
on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Is it cereal, S-E-R-I-A-L, or cereal like Captain Crunch, C-E-R-E-A-L? Steak Shapiro, front and center in front of the Falcons. Brass yesterday asked a question. Arthur responds. You guys tell me what you think.
I would say number one, Steak, you probably spend too much time watching serial stuff on TV.
Okay. Now, Steak, what did you think he meant? Cereal stuff on TV.
I thought he said serious stuff when I was there, meaning like you're trying to make a conspiracy out of this. Because I said to him, let me get this straight. You met with Arthur Smith for 2 hours and then you broke and then you fired him? Like, what, is that when you decided? And then I thought he said, you're watching too much serious stuff on TV. Like, you're looking for conspiracies.
Right.
And I texted you guys, did he just take a shot
No,
at me?
I said he just called you out for eating cereal or something.
But then
so what did I think Bo has a theory. Here we go.
All right, so he obviously listens. He knows that y'all talk about Succession and other television series all the time. So let's think about, Arthur Blank is like 82. So back in his day, serial television is a television series.
Right. That's
so
right.
you watch too much serial television.
That's what I agree. But do you agree, Day-Day? Like, did you think
No.
it was...
No. I think he knows that Steak
it's
is a food guy, and he thinks Steak eats Captain Crunch.
He
right.
walked up to me after.
Uh-huh.
And the first thing he said, Steak, everywhere I turn, all I see is you and food. Food here, food there. You look good, though. He smacks me on my chest and my stomach. You look good, but every time it's the food. I think I'm on that. I told him I'm on that. So now, because lately everywhere I go, someone's watching me on those food cheesesteaks and burger things.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't picture him scrolling. So then why does he say every time I turn around, I see you eating food? What's he talking about?
That's true. Or Atlanta Eats is on a lot. Or
I think it's the Instagram algorithm. I'm telling you, I've had hundreds more people talk about because of that feed. But is Arthur Blank really on Instagram?
It's weird that he would have brought up a breakfast food like cereal.
Why cereal?
That's odd to me.
Like of all food,
I'm
you're eating
on team
a
talk about cereal?
Never. So that's I'm with you.
But
I
it's
think
the
he
first
meant
thing
like a television.
Let me hear it one more
series.
time. Cereal, like cereal TV, like growing up with it. I don't know.
I don't think. Yeah.
All right.
I just feel like Arthur Blank.
But beside that, all that.
Okay, that was not him saying that. So.
I would say, number one, Steak, you probably spend too much time watching serial stuff on TV.
Serial stuff on TV.
I don't know, let's keep moving.
You watch.
I don't understand.
That's fine. All right. Here we go. Chris Sale, I told you last week, I think he's my new favorite player. He was on a podcast, video cast with AJ Pierzynski. They were teammates with Chicago White Sox, and this is how the fun started.
What do you think, Chris, when you hear
that's AJ
Chris Sale, fourth starter? Man, how you have fallen in the days of being an age. Chris Sale,
this guy,
fourth starter.
I can go out and suck and no one's going to hate me now.
Dude, that is so good. Good
Y'all,
job, Sandy, grabbing that.
I'm telling
That
you,
is so
go
funny.
listen to that. It's on the internet. You want to talk about
That
two
is
guys
a
that
great
love each other?
line.
Yeah.
That is a great. That's how men speak to each other,
That's
without a doubt.
Right.
Just busting each other's chops.
Tiger Woods and Nike have said thanks, and we're done. 27 years of Tiger wearing Nike and endorsing Nike is over. One of the greatest success stories in
Yep.
all of marketing.
I mean, Michael Jordan's obviously the greatest in the history of just about everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the Tiger golf thing, you remember the friggin' moment? What am I thinking about, guys? One of the greatest moments in sports marketing
the
of all
golf
time.
ball standing
Yes,
and rolling
yes,
in with the Nike
yep,
swoosh.
yep,
So if you want to
yep.
see the best of Tiger's commercials, go today and take a rabbit hole
I want
because
to
it's
do that.
amazing.
Is there a
His-
video you can put out? You've already seen it.
I'll it's on I'll put
You're
it on
on it.
Twitter. It's so good. And then
So, what do we think he's going to do? Obviously, launching.
I think he's got to start his own,
Listen,
correct?
Yeah, and TB12 is not successful. I don't think nobody talks about it, but Brady doesn't have his own Nike, whatever. Like, he started TB12.
That's exactly right.
Tiger's going to do the same thing, except people will probably buy. Although, listen, you're still competing with the big boys, right?
And
the Callaways.
Do you
and Nike.
remember buying your first item and you're like, oh, this is Tiger on the golf, or this was Jordan on the shoes, right? Like it's such a thing.
But you also have the
who is the
machine.
thing now? What is the thing now, you guys?
Like
what is
Giannis,
athlete?
my kid Giannis shoes.
Ah.
We shopped all over to get Giannis sneakers. That was one thing. I will say this. You can't just assume when you go off on your own. The Nike marketing machine, now you're trying to build your own business to compete. Did you hear Arthur mention his business, the golf business?
Please
and
don't bring that
how
up.
Rich
Yes.
Mc-
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you hear him call Rich McKay a junior executive? He's one of the younger guys.
No. That
Well,
was an
the question
hour and-
is, will Arthur take a meeting with Tiger to put his product in
PGA Tour
superstores?
Oh yeah, everything Tiger's going to sell lots of money.
Yeah,
so,
no doubt.
Two quick things. The Manning Cast is back next Monday, and I'm thrilled about it.
playoff
It will
game.
be Eagles and the Bucks.
Yep.
The other thing is, did you guys see Freddie Freeman sitting right behind Taylor Swift at the Golden Globes? Chelsea Freeman and Freddie Freeman were at the exact table behind Taylor Swift. I saw Freddie on my own, and I was like, no way.
Well,
he is living his best
That's right
life.
where Freddie Freeman's wife wants to be, man.
Yeah, I think he looked pretty happy. Listen, he looked cute.
Did you hear what I said there?
I heard you. It was
And
such
see
a
what Bo
shock.
just did? See what Bo did? He goes, yep.
Yeah. Well, hey, be where you're comfortable, which is what I always
well,
say.
that's why I was at Houston's right after the press conference.
That's, shout out to whoever bought him that spinach dip.
Somebody on Twitter bought me a spinach dip. Listen, my life was looking
You're
up.
the true hero, young man,
Yeah.
whoever
His
you were.
affliction
is food.
It is. And ladies and gentlemen, coming to a Broadway stage soon, one of the greatest of all time albums, Purple Rain, is about to be made into a musical. From the movie So just think about the whole when doves
Spectacle,
cry.
right?
And, yes.
So usually these jukebox musicals have 50% chance of being successful. Some of them are huge, and some of them are like
terrible.
Like
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville, which lasted like about a month on Broadway.
A month, more like I think it was 3 hours when they closed it.
Do you remember though when CBS Sunday Morning did a whole piece on this? Barry Manilow's got a piece on there now too,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
So not to put.
How about this though? I mean,
No, this could be awesome on
this is-
Broadway.
Yeah, well, they're gonna get it together and then put it on Broadway.
Okay.
So coming
Sounds
to a
good.
town near you. Also, I just want to remind mommies and daddies, Aladdin opens tonight. If you've never seen Aladdin on Broadway, you will love
Never
it. But
have.
your kids,
So
will
is it
not,
the
you,
Fox?
Oh my God, yeah, it starts today. So I just think that's a cool thing for you to do with your
Yeah,
family.
good call.
And Hamilton's coming at the end of the month. They're there for 3 weeks. So get your mind right.
All right, there's Sandy. We do it all on this show. Little Broadway, little nosh, little
spinach
syrup,
dip.
little spinach dip. Hey, we'll play 3 strikes. We'll try to make everybody feel good on a lousy day. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Did you know you can play the game from any smart-enabled device? Just tell your device to play Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
92.9 The Game from Odyssey.
Now, get the latest on your Falcons, Hawks United, or anything else Atlanta sports related. Try today and start listening from anywhere. Try it on your favorite smart device now. From Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Hey, I'm Steak Shapiro for John Foy and Associates Personal Injury Law. They've been fighting and winning cases in Georgia for almost 25 years. Here's the great thing. You don't pay any fees until they win your case. Call 404-400-4000. John Foy is not only a great friend, but he lives in Atlanta, unlike a lot of big-time attorneys that aren't even in our state. He's a firm that gets stuff done, and he's great at it. Call 404-400-4000. Get a free consultation. John Foy is the strong arm.
Want to see the classic Murray crossover layup between defenders? Vote. Want to watch Trays gather, step back, long three into a shimmy? You know what to do. Vote, watch, repeat. All-Star voting delivered by Papa John's is open now. Visit Hawks.com/All-Star to send your Atlanta Hawks to the 2024 All-Star Game. And forever stay true to Atlanta.
Congratulations, everyone. You might not have noticed, but you have traveled over 584 million miles last year in your trip around the sun. It's been quite a journey. Who is at the center of your universe, you or Jesus? Hundreds of years ago, astronomer Copernicus proved that the sun was at the center of the solar system, not the Earth. And while most of us know this, at that time it completely revolutionized the understanding of the universe. In a similar way, many of us need to experience a revolution in our spiritual lives. You see, we tend to center our lives around ourselves, much like trying to make the sun revolve around the earth. Yet the Bible says that everything is being created for Him and through Him. So isn't it time to make your life revolve around Jesus? This is Bryant Wright, looking forward to this year's trip around the sun, speaking right from my heart.
Visit rightfromtheheart.org and click devotions.
Start your year stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hey guys, Mike Johnson. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can receive an all-cash offer and move in when you're ready. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. With over 10,000 five-star reviews, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted and experienced real estate team in the U.S. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate keeps you in control. One of their clients, Barbara, said, Mark Spain Real Estate not only helped us sell our home, but we were able to get rid of all of our bills, start over, and more. I will recommend Mark Spain Real Estate to anyone looking to sell their home and get a cash offer. With over 50,000 satisfied clients, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast and for top dollar. Find out what the guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
If you had an unexpected cold shower this morning, get a fresh new water heater same day.
Yay!
It's R.S. Andrews Rapid Service.
The kind of service that makes me smile.
Same day water heater installs.
Exactly as it sounds?
Exactly. Call this morning. We'll install your new water heater today. Then you'll have a glorious warm shower tonight.
No waiting?
We have 68 water heaters in our warehouse ready to install same day you call.
Even today?
Call this morning. Hot water today from rsandrews.com.
Is it possible to stop prices going up?
Nope.
I was afraid of that.
But you can send some prices down.
I'm listening.
Starts with a Lennox high-efficiency home comfort system installed by the R.S. Andrews Rapid Service team.
High efficiency?
From Lennox. You save money because it costs less to warm your home.
So I can turn the temp up.
And your energy bills go down.
R.S. Andrews, always making me smile.
Your independent premier Lennox dealer with the exclusive Rapid Service team. rsandrews.com.
Another Sports Flash. Just moments away.
Hey man, Mike Bell here for Finley Roofing. And as I've learned, guys, being a homeowner can throw you some curveballs. So when it's time to replace your roof, don't do it the wrong way. Then hit the roof and lose your mind. Fix your roof right the first time with Finley. That's why you should think of Finley first. The roof guys have installed over 65,000 local roofs. Finley Roofing, don't hit the roof, fix the roof. Guys, what makes them so special? They provide a lifetime of labor and materials warranty at no additional cost. Schedule your free roof analysis right now at roofroof.com. Again, don't hit the roof, fix the roof with Finley Roofing.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you been injured in a slip and fall accident? Call me, Seth Bader at Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. We turn fear and frustration into care and compensation. Call 404-888-8888. Bader Scott, caring for you. It's what we do.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Sports Flash. Brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. After an accident, don't wait. Dial 8. Call 404-888-8888.
I'm Tanisha Batiste, and this update's brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. Call 404-888-8888. The College Football National Championship Monday saw number 1 Michigan take on number 2 Washington, and the Wolverines' backs had themselves a night.
Corum running right. He's got room across the 25. Blake Corum 30. Blake Corum 35, 40. Blake Corum down the sideline. 40, 35. Cuts back inside and gets tracked down from behind at the Washington 20-yard line. The Michigan run game flexing its muscle.
Courtesy Wolverines Radio Network. The running back room combined for 38 carries for 303 yards and 4 touchdowns. Wolverines beat the Huskies 34-13 to win the national title. And Georgia has landed its 4th QB, Jaden Maiava, who started as a redshirt freshman at UNLV this past season, announced Monday via his NIL rep that he's committed to play for the Dogs next season. Keeping you up to date on Atlanta sports when it happens, I'm Tanisha Batiste from the Kia Studios on your home of Wednesday's Hawks Sixers game. Tip off at 7:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Now more of the Steakhouse. Make some damn noise. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
10:45, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, 10 o'clock hour, brought to you by Man Cave. Visit mancavestore.com. NFL playoffs are here. You want a Man Cave store, hook up because you're like that. You need to. Visit mancavestore.com. Listen, me and Sandra are talking about important things. There's a tornado in Panama City. We're talking about Broadway musicals. I didn't have time to prepare a big game of the night. Is there a big game? Hawks play tomorrow. They're playing the Sixers. The national title game was last night.
The
Michigan
Real
handles
Housewives of
Washington.
Salt Lake City reunion, and that's going to be a battle like you've never seen. So that is going to be.
Did you ever
something.
watch
And
the
Bravo.
Golden Bachelor wedding? You never told me.
It was the 2 hours I'll never get back, and my eyes are still burning from awfulness. I didn't watch all of it, to say the least.
How do you get 2 hours out of that? 2 hours?
Oh, they didn't.
They didn't.
It's the same answer to the question of why was that press conference an hour 40?
Does anybody have a big game? Have we just done enough? I don't know, man. There's an NBA game I'm sure we care about. I think. Oh, a couple of notes. Memphis Grizzlies, John Moran out for the year. Did you see that, Sandra?
Yeah, I guess it's Saturday. He's working out. He was training. It wasn't even during a game.
So they're playing Dallas tonight, and the promo is John Moran and Luka Doncic. Oh, well, not so much.
They went 6-3 with him. Yeah.
Imagine they were training on a set. They're like a really good team with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's out for the year.
He's done. He'll be back for next year. So.
Okay. Day, if you got a game, just get on the American.
Yeah, I got you, man.
Right?
Minnesota, Orlando is. I like to be, behind the scenes, but I don't have. Anyway, Minnesota, Orlando, gonna be your big game tonight. Of course, Orlando, we know what just happened with us and them the other night, and of course, Minnesota on a heater with Anthony Edwards, one of the best teams right now, probably in the league at 25-10.
All right, good call.
Tomorrow night, Joel Embiid and the Sixers going down to State Farm if you want to go. There you go.
Well, Rusty just texted me. He wants to go.
Oh, good.
All right.
Very nice.
You're here tomorrow, though, right?
I am.
All right. Here's our 3 strikes questions. The Mount Rushmore of cereals.
So 4 of them.
No, just give me one that should be on. I don't need 4. Who is on the Mount Rushmore of cereals? All right. You have one?
Captain Crunch.
Frosted Flakes. Keep going.
The Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
What? You got one?
Golden Grams.
Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks. Yeah. All right. What's on the Mount Rushmore of cereals? A city where the weather bothered you. A city where the weather bothers you. I was in Toronto filming a show for Food Network. I've told you it was freezing friggin' cold, like beyond 30 below. New Orleans in August, when you get back to college, the worst, most humid, miserable weather, right? And I looked like John Belushi. I've told you the story before. I would walk to class, middle of the day. And there's a reason why I wasn't spending a lot of time with the ladies early on in college. When you see a guy walk in sweating profusely, disheveled, walking across
I got to tell
campus,
you, Atlanta in July and August of this year, what a nightmare. Okay, so how'd you just word that? What
city where the weather bothers you.
Okay, perfect.
City where the weather bothers you. And the playoff team you'll be pulling for. The NFL playoff team that you're pulling for. There's no question that I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. Not only do I have some good friends from that area. Hi, Hal and Betsy, by the way. They were spent time with them recently. I love the fan base. I think they're the Eagles fans without being complete blank holes, right? I think you can go to a game in Buffalo Stadium and not be treated horribly. I think Josh Allen's a baller. And the way they turned out the other night in Miami, did you hear the amount of Bills fans that were there?
They're everywhere. It's tremendous.
I know. So I'm pulling for them.
I'm a big Texans fan all of a sudden.
Okay.
I love that C.J. Stroud and
DeMarco.
Yeah, I don't say his name right.
DeMeco Ryan.
DeMeco, thank you.
Yes.
That hug when they were in the hallway by themselves and the camera captured like that exchange of just pure respect and love. And Will Anderson, I mean, they got it going on. Special. Yeah.
404-726-0929. 404-726-0929. I want to see full lines. We've got about 3 or 4 minutes. It's who's on the Mount Rushmore of cereals, a city where the weather bothers you, and the NFL playoff team that you will be pulling for. So, you were.
Did your mom buy cereals when you were little?
Dude, I've told you.
No,
my
so
mom,
even when you were 10, you never got that. Okay.
Listen, fast food. My mom's from Istanbul, Turkey. My dad was a fancy guy. Like, so like he didn't.
There weren't Pop-Tarts. There wasn't.
Dude, I had the worst snack drawer. It was a disaster. Like
I think that's what
you wouldn't
happened
even get
to you
a
as you
graham
grew
cracker.
up.
You wouldn't even get a graham cracker. Like you didn't. I never saw a yodel. I never saw a ring ding. A Hostess crumb cake. Just never there. Never got to go to fast food restaurants. Cereal. I told you what my mom thought pizza was. I told you that story.
Please tell everyone.
English
it's
muffin.
A sad story.
English muffin toasted, piece of American cheese, cottage cheese on top of the American cheese. Pour ketchup on the cottage cheese.
That is the sad. I'm telling you.
Hold on. Put it in the toaster.
Awful.
Put it in the toaster, and then it would come out. And my mom thought I'm making makeshift pizzas. I know my mom's listening now.
Valia, you're the reason he is like this. He's a cereal.
So Drew Butler now is on your bandwagon. I'm eating with my hands, he said yesterday.
I know, but did you see how you changed up your ratings? I appreciate that. And everyone sent me that. I must have had 12 people on Twitter go, it worked. Because you were mentioning another one. I know.
Dennis,
he is right about your thumbs in the food, though. I totally agree with Drew.
All right. The English muffin, American.
No, was it with the American with the plastic wrapper? Like she just undid a Kraft single?
Cottage cheese.
Valia, you're better than that, girl.
Ketchup. I had the worst. No, I think there's something too.
But cottage cheese, though. Ew.
Do you think there's something to the food thing?
You think? You were scarred for life. You couldn't even get a graham cracker, and now you do a whole show about spinach dip. You think?
No, now I eat just eat everywhere, and I eat everything. And I eat I went to Cammy's Cupcakes yesterday and just got a cupcake middle of the day.
What flavor?
Red velvet. All right, let's get some coffee.
So what's your take?
I'm very upset.
It's time for you to sound off with 3 strikes.
Bring it the f*** on the Steakhouse.
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
How is that a snack for a 10-year-old?
It's
Wilson in Athens.
Wilson.
Hey, who's on the Mount Rushmore of cereals?
It might be controversial, but Raisin Bran.
It's solid.
It is good.
I don't know, Mount
agree
Rushmore.
with you.
City
Put sugar on it.
City where the weather bothers you.
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, depressing, right? NFL playoff team you're pulling for?
The Detroit Lions.
Yeah, it's another great story.
one, yeah.
Thank you. Kareem in Atlanta. Who's on the Mount Rushmore of cereals?
Old school steak. How about them Sugar Smacks?
Oh, Sugar Smacks.
I love
Haven't
Sugar
heard that in a
Smacks.
long time.
Do they
I thought
still
about
sell them?
I know. I haven't seen them for years. City where the weather bothers you?
Dubai. Have you been to Dubai, State?
No, it's too hot.
Hot and humid. 100 degrees and 100% humidity.
NFL playoff team you'll be pulling for?
I'm pulling for the Rams, man.
No, another good story. Sean McVay.
So many teams.
Matthew Stafford. That's a good one.
Dolphins.
We're 2 for 2. James and Noonan. Who's on the Mount Rushmore of cereals?
Honey Nut Cheerios.
The city where the weather bothers you.
Jalalabad.
Where's that? Middle East? Is that what you just said? I don't know.
Jalalabad.
Where is it?
Oh, Eastern Afghanistan.
Yeah, okay, Middle East. NFL playoff team you'll be pulling for?
I'm pulling for the Lions, too.
Did you serve over there, sir?
Yes, sir, a long time ago.
Oh,
Thank you for your service.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
All right, well, there you go. I'd say successful 3 strikes. Visit mancavestore.com, by the way. Make sure you're all lined up. They get golden tees there. They're awesome. Air hockey, all
The
kinds of great
new
stuff.
golden tee, y'all.
The new
Go
one,
up and
the
just
new
go
one.
play, and you'll be sold.
All
Get
right.
you one for Super Bowl.
Visit mancavestore.com.
Listen, we got to give Andy Bunker a big...
He's fine. They had a great year, but we'll give him a hug. You'll give him a hug. I'm not going to touch him.
I'm hugging.
It's Sports Radio 92.9 A Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Every Tuesday night at 10.
Jason Longshore gets you caught up with the world of soccer with Atlanta Soccer Tonight.
Tune in as Jason gives you insight and analysis on the beautiful game.
Including headlines from around the world of soccer.
Long way out. Brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Welcome to Moe's. And brought to you by your local Ford dealer.
Atlanta Soccer Tonight.
Every Tuesday night at 10.
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
How about a simple New Year's resolution? One where you're guaranteed to succeed. Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair beginning to grow in those places where it's been balding or thinning for years. It's Carl Dukes. Put them up for Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team. There is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. And your new hair is backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Simply put, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Did I mention the results can last a lifetime? Celebrate the new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation. $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR. See what meeting your resolution could look like at AdvancedHair.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You can make the decision right now to get lasting relief from that awful joint pain in 2024. It's Carl Dukes. Put 'em up. Don't go another year compromising because of that pain in your knees or shoulders. Call QC Kinetics now. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, non-surgical pain relief. Guys, your body has what it needs to restore, repair that damaged joint tissue, and QC Kinetics can make it happen. No drugs, no surgery, no downtime. The future of pain treatments has arrived. And QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients all over America. People with back pain, hip pain, any pain associated with arthritis or an injury. 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026. This is not a Band-Aid. This is a revolutionary treatment that can get you moving again. Get your life back. And listen, it's non-surgical. This is the year you decide to fight back against that pain. Take the first step now and call QC Kinetics. Get a free consultation. 770-285-8026.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Come on in, dominate these boys. This is our house.
We are your home for the NFL in Atlanta.
Get the latest from around the league here all year long.
WCGC Atlanta, WCGC HD1. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
10:58 Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Oh, there's so much going on. So much going on. Our buddy Andy here after a national title run for Washington ends in ignominious fashion, I would say, last night.
No
but
doubt.
hell of a run, man. Hell of a run. They can't take away the first Oregon win. The Pac-12 championship game, ridiculous. The Texas last play. I mean, those are great memories. It kind of felt like Michigan was on that, I don't know, once they handled Ohio State and Alabama, it was going to be tough to beat them.
Yeah, no, they did kind of feel like the team of destiny. They
and all the stuff around
insulated themselves from all the stuff on the outside and all that. And I think they played good, man. I mean, Washington just didn't play well offensively last night.
Yeah, they're a very physical football team.
They beat them up.
Jim Harbaugh knows how to build teams, man. I mean, God bless him, personality, the ego, the cheating scandals, but that dude knows how to build football teams.
Maybe we can have him come help us build one here.
We talked about it. If you were at the press conference like I was, and if you were listening to Rich McKay and Terry Fontenot, there's going to be only one alpha male when Jim Harbaugh shows up, and nobody else matters. Nobody else is going to. Jim Harbaugh ain't answering. He will barely answer to an owner, right? Mm-hmm. Remember, he couldn't get along in San Francisco, which is why it had to move on.
Yeah, they don't want that.
They
don't want that over there.
I don't.
He won't want that.
No.
Like Jim Hart. I mean,
They couldn't even get a third chair for the general manager yesterday. Harbaugh's going to want his own chair, I think.
I will.
That's right.
I will say this in talking to Thomas Dimitroff earlier, not on the air. He had the same treatment at his press conferences. So I know that folks were saying, like, that's a really bad look. And it might have been, but it was a bad look for Thomas also. Like, Thomas was dragged out for one press conference where they just, he was emasculated. Maybe they're trying to avoid that. And then another one, they didn't even invite him. He did not hire, he didn't hire Dan Quinn, and Dan Quinn didn't answer to him. right?
That's right. No, it's the same structure.
Dan Quinn did not answer to Thomas Dimitroff, and Dan Quinn was not hired by Thomas Dimitroff.
Yep, just like Arthur Smith doesn't answer to Terry Fontenot.
And Terry Fontenot is not picking the coach.
Nope.
So you can totally say that's not how you win. That's not the Howie Roseman model, the John Lynch model, whatever. But at least they're transparent.
That's right. They are.
They're not pretending.
Hey, look,
they're not pretending that Terry Fontenot is making this decision.
Rich McKay is very good at whatever it is that he does. He's really good at that. Really good at it.
Been there a long time, man. All right.
And that was just the press conference. Was a long time. So there you go.
All right. Well, Andy and Randy are coming up. I'm not even going to ask you. We know what you're going to talk about. There's all kinds of sports stuff. You know, we're a sports station. There's sports stuff. Thank you, Garrett, Bo, Day. Back tomorrow with Sandy. Thursday got Rusty. It's all good. Thanks for making the Steakhouse Party Day. Be safe. Bye.
One of those things, couple of guys
Andy Randy.
having discussion.
I be on it all night, man. I be on it all day. Straight up pimp. If you want me, you can find me in the.
What are you looking at me like that for?
What you talking about? We're supposed to make eye contact.
It's the Midday Show with
Andy Walker and my son, my baby boy, Randy McMichael.
When I crack open this mic.
That was the most media member thing that's ever been said.
Starring Randy Montez McMichael as Randy and my firstborn son, Andrew Stephen Bunker as Andy.
You can't say Randy without saying Andy. It's the Andy and Randy Midday Show.
Boring answer.
Just make sure you don't touch that dial, then we'll be cool. Touch it and use the fool.
on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Good morning. Welcome in. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, the Midday Show with Andy and Randy with you here on a Tuesday morning. Thanks so much for being with us. It is nasty outside.
Yeah, man.
So be careful. I know that there's some warnings for some extreme weather, certainly a lot of rain. We thought we saw snow while we were doing the podcast.
Yes.
It feels, it's not good outside. It is outside exactly how I feel inside, Randy. That's how I feel. Whatever you want to describe, gloomy, depressing, sad, cold, desolate, whatever, however you want to describe it. That is my emotional state this morning after what happened last night. Good morning to you. How are you?
What's happening, man? Yeah, man. I hopefully everybody who's out there riding around listening to us, make sure you're safe and everything. Because like you said, it is nasty out there on them roads and everywhere. So hopefully everybody arrives to their destination safely. Yeah, I mean, understandably so. I mean, yeah, expectations.
Tough game.
Your team is in a position to do something they haven't done in your lifetime, and winning that.
Well, this split.
But you know what I mean.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you're amped up for it and everything like that. And they just didn't come into play. They didn't play well yesterday.
They did not
play well. Michigan, I give them all the credit, man. They played.
Me too.
They played really physical at Washington. It's one thing because obviously with the press conference and the firing of the Falcons head coach, we didn't get a chance to talk about it a lot. We mentioned a lot at the end, and it was.
I'm kind of glad we didn't now because I would have been so wrong.
Yeah.
So many things I was going to say yesterday would have been wrong. The way the game played out last night.
Yeah.
So I saved myself from all my wrong predictions.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at it. You know, if they can press, Penix was uncomfortable all game.
Yeah,
he was uncomfortable all game.
He was.
Seeing ghosts, rushing passes, everything like that. Michigan sacked them once, but they beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, and you talked about this yesterday in the brief bit we did get to spend on it yesterday. You brought up the fact that Michigan plays a similar style, or at least concept-wise, to what Arizona State does, and bringing sort of disguising coverages and bringing guys from different places, and not even bringing them sometimes. And I think that's what they did with Penix was they put it in his mind that heat was coming from over here, and then it didn't even come sometimes, but he thought it was, so he was rushed, and there was a lot of plays out there to be made.
Yep.
There were touchdowns out there to be thrown. And unfortunately, he didn't make those throws. And again, credit to Michigan for playing defense that way.
They were lights out.
They were rough.
They were lights out. They were rough. They were physical. I mean, Washington, you look at Dylan Johnson, felt so bad for him, because, I mean, first carry, he hurts the other ankle. And so he was pretty much because there's a lot of plays that he would have broke because he's that type of player.
Yep.
But, yeah, Michigan, I mean, they were just the more physical football team and on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And that's what they were able to do. And they got it done early. Now, Washington, they made some adjustments, maybe made some some check your heart adjustments too.
Yeah.
On the defensive line.
No kidding.
And then they were able to get some stops. You saw them flying up and everything. But Michigan just wore them down.
Mm-hmm.
And then, a lot of things we can say is when that morale goes away, the run game that you commit to going back to what you're doing once you're sitting there as a defense, like, damn, come on, man, we hanging on for y'all. Come on, offense.
Yep.
And then, it happens.
Yeah, the two things we said that they can't let happen. I mean, they got to Penix repeatedly and beat him up and put it in his mind, and the run game got going, man. I mean, I don't know where the hell Donovan Edwards has been all year, but he was there last night in the first quarter. They didn't want to touch that guy. They let him get to the house twice in the first quarter. And then they had a pretty good adjustment and buckled down defensively and played tough for about 35 minutes, assuming at some point, I think we all assumed at some point that the offense would get it going and score some points and put a drive together, and they just never did. They never could capitalize if a play was there. They made the one nice throw they called holding, which was a little soft, but maybe it was. I don't know.
Compared to all the other stuff and grabs and holds that was going on in that game,
They let a lot
go
to call that.
Yeah, they let it go.
Don't mistake me for someone who's complaining about the officials, because I thought the officials did a nice job last night and they let them play, and that is not why Washington lost. That was just one big moment in the second half of that game. But yeah, man, that was that was a pretty impressive performance from Michigan, and they go wire to wire, 15-0, 34-13 last night. Harbaugh's a national champion. Right off into the sunset seems pretty easy at this point.
Yeah.
He probably was going to ride off into the sunset anyway because he doesn't want those sanctions. But it makes it easier for him now.
I think it makes it easier for Michigan too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it makes
clean
probably,
break.
it makes
Everybody's
probably
happy.
easy for Michigan. I'm just like, because of the NCAA, that's the only. I'm like, why would I leave Michigan? Dude, you're the most powerful man in that state. You don't have to answer to anybody. You can say athletic director, whatever. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Now, as far as his prospects in the NFL, he's going to get one of these jobs if he wants.
Whichever one he wants.
Whichever one he wants. Now, this is all about what the organization is willing to give him to get him.
Mm-hmm.
And what he wants is total control, which, okay, but that's what you're going to have to do in that situation, because he ain't coming back to have a situation like he had in San Francisco.
No.
He ain't coming back to have to work with a guy like Trent Baalke, who he don't like him, and then Jet York, who is a dork himself, takes the GM side.
And he shouldn't.
And he shouldn't.
Jim Harbaugh, think what you want to think about Jim Harbaugh. Dude is a great coach.
Yes, he is.
And he's won everywhere he's been.
He
and
has.
I know it almost didn't work out at Michigan, and they almost made the mistake of getting rid of him.
Yeah.
And now he's beat Ohio State 3 years in a row. He's been in the college football playoff 3 years in a row. They got closer every year, and this year they finally got over the hump and won the championship.
Right.
He also was in the Super Bowl in the NFL, won a lot of games in the NFL, and immediately took that San Francisco team that was an underperforming,
They had
talented
8
roster.
straight losing season before he got there.
Yeah. It was a good roster.
Yeah.
And underperforming, poorly coached.
Yes.
And then immediately they start winning games when he takes over. He won when he was at Stanford, which no one does.
Yep.
He won when he was at San Diego, which no one does.
Yep.
Like, he's won everywhere he's been. So, yeah, if I'm him and you want me, I'm
gonna need it all.
You better have a chair for me at the press conference.
I'm gonna need
if you know what I mean.
need it. He's gonna get the same type of whatever like Kyle Shanahan. Because Kyle runs the San Francisco. I mean, obviously he answers to the owner and all those different things, but not necessarily answers to him. And then what he does is all the other business stuff, as far as contracts and everything, he lets John Lynch take that heat for it. Because
and they have it seems like a wonderful agreement where it's like Kyle's like, okay, John, here's the deal. I'm going to hire you, and I'm gonna throw you under the bus publicly sometimes.
Yes.
And I don't mean it. I still respect you, and we got this good relationship, whatever.
Right.
But sometimes I'm gonna throw you under the bus.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, he should get his contract. I don't know what's taking so long.
I don't know what the hell's taking John so long.
I would have paid him.
I would have signed most of by now.
Yeah, I would have signed him.
Because I need to keep this rapport with the player and make you look like the villain and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no, that's right. And look, whether it's the Chargers, they've got the franchise quarterback right now. Maybe he wants to go there. I don't know if they're going to come up off the money to pay him, but maybe they will. Any opening right now in the NFL should be interested in Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
Because he's that good of a coach.
He's an excellent.
Do you think this opening will be interested in Jim Harbaugh?
No.
Because I don't.
Because I don't, unless they're willing to give him what he wants.
Which I don't think they will.
Which I don't think they want to.
We found we heard pretty much how it works yesterday at the press conference.
And that's the thing about it is like, I know I said that Terry should pick the head coach. I didn't say I think he is going to pick the head coach, and that was my biggest thing right there. And I was worried. I didn't see any of the press conference, all right, but I saw the podium, and I saw the chair, and I said, "There's 2 chairs there. Who's going to be up there?" Now, I pretty much knew
you knew who was going to
be there. I knew it was going to be Rich and Arthur without even saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing was, and I heard a little bit this morning on the morning shift with Rich McKay when he was on with the boys, as far as why they didn't do it and all those different things. They wanted to get questioned and all those different things, because GMs don't fire head coaches. Owners fire head coaches. He was absolutely correct in that. Terry did not fire Arthur Smith. He had input on the say, and not saying that he said that he needs to go or anything. Maybe they asked him something else. I don't know how it was, but the ultimate decision is Arthur Blank on his head coach. That's why he said he's ultimately going to hire the coach, which he is, with help, with insight from Rich McKay and input from Terry Fontenot and his staff.
And maybe a search firm. Which, I mean, what? What do you guys all have? What do you guys all do then?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the search firm for?
I don't know.
Also, can we be it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
again,
saying.
we will.
What the hell are y'all there for?
Hand in the air. If you need a couple guys who, we follow this
that
stuff
just sounds
pretty
like
close.
a fancy word that you're doing due diligence.
I know that's maybe what it is. Maybe what it is.
Again,
search firm. To me, it is a. It was interesting when they talked about the hiring process now and how it's different than it used to be and all of that kind of stuff. And Rich McKay said, you need more voices, which to me, I don't know. I never like that. I'm like, no, man, like, we don't need too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, who's in charge? Who makes the decisions? Talk to each other, whatever. You, Fontenot, Arthur Blank. Like, we need more voices. More voices, like a search firm, is another layer of protection if it goes wrong.
Exactly.
Well, they got it wrong.
Well, but this is the thing about it.
You hired them.
Most organizations, a lot of times, you want everything to be the same message as far as from the top down. Everybody's thinking the same, talking the same, because that's how you win. It's hard to. I mean, it's okay to have disagreements as far as personnel and things like that. It is, but it's a healthy disagreement. It ain't one of them we're shouting at each other, and I'm going to pick the guy because I'm this guy, and I'm the general manager, so I get to pick the guy. Well, Arthur Blank said that we got 50-50 split on this. So how do we go about that and everything like that? Because to me, they might have missed on some good players because one wanted one and one wanted the other. Yeah. You know what I mean? That could be it. I don't know. But
they might miss on some good coaches because they're not willing to let the coach have as much input as he would want.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's always going to be a situation where it's all about what do you do for the head coach to coach your football team. You can talk about all the general manager and the scouting department and all that other crap. What do you give your head coach to be able to make this a successful team? Now, you got to get right, got to do that. But at the same time, you got to be able to get him.
Right. But then if the coach is in charge of the draft, which is what they made it sound like yesterday, and then Fontenot's in charge of the free agency, well, then, all right. Well, then the coach is kind of getting some of his own guys, but you're getting other guys.
Right.
I'm sure you're talking about that, but all right.
But I'm sure, not too many people.
Here's what I know. It ain't working.
Not too many.
It ain't working.
Owners have right-hand men like Rich McKay.
Okay.
But they don't have right-hand men that are out front like Rich McKay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Rich McKay is out front. And like Abe said in our text chain yesterday, I don't want to hear no more about no damn business. The business side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't want to hear about that.
You're an NFL team.
Yeah.
Of course you make money.
Yeah. I want to hear more about the business side.
I'm glad the in-stadium.
He's on the business side.
I'm glad the in-stadium experience is good. Yeah. You know what would make it better?
Winning
some games. Yeah, win some football games. All right, we'll come back. We'll get into what's trending here on a Tuesday morning. Thanks for being with us. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
This is Maggie Gray with a CBS Sports Minute. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines, the college football national champions. They beat Washington 34-13 behind a dominant defense, but Michigan will have to understand if some fans aren't going to see this as all champagne and confetti. Michigan's sign-stealing scandal, which led to a 3-game suspension for head coach Jim Harbaugh at the end of the season, is an undeniable part of this year and this story forever. I'm Maggie Gray.
Did you know some ordinary cold medicines can raise your blood pressure? That's alarming. Fortunately, there's Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. It's specially formulated without alcohol, sugar, or decongestants to provide fast, powerful nighttime colds and flu symptoms relief for people with high blood pressure. So if you have high blood pressure, try NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, colds, and flu for people with high blood pressure medicine. Use as directed and keep out of reach of children.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. It's playoff time. And when it comes to the NFL in Atlanta, no one's got you covered like us.
Right now, we're just ready to play.
This is the most important time of the year.
Tune in as we give you the NFL playoffs live, as well as our coverage of Super Bowl 58, Sunday, February 11th, live. There ain't no tomorrow. The playoffs. Let's roll! Catch the first round Saturday. The action kicks off at 4 as the Cleveland Browns travel to take on the Houston Texans, followed by the Miami Dolphins on the road for a battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. Catch all the action on our sister station, News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Brought to you by Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Status Truck and Trailer Repair. Driven by excellence. Building successful partnerships. Mark Spain. Get a guaranteed offer on your home today at markspain.com.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game is your home for the NFL on Westwood One.
For all your NFL playoff action, keep it here. Atlanta's home for the NFL is here. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Studios, driven by Kia and the official sponsor of the Atlanta Falcons Radio Network.
For too long, I've waited around on medical appointments for me and my family. But now that Prime offers 24/7 virtual care through One Medical, I decide when our visit starts. It seems we're not so different, them and I.
Mom, I think it's supposed to be they and I.
I think you're supposed to be resting while I text with the doctor right now. Smart little minion.
Your Care Team on call. A new add-on from Prime.
Jefferson, touchdown!
I'm Justin Jefferson with the Minnesota Vikings. Hi, I'm Jamar Chase with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Nobody can stop it.
Why do I choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because I only go all out. Because I can't be stopped. Because my Sleep Number smart bed helps me sleep at the right temperature all night. So we can take our game to the next level. That's why 80% of NFL players choose the Sleep Number smart bed. Sleep next level, perform next level.
The Queen Sleep Number C2 smart bed is now only $9.90. Ends Monday. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Selling your house is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna...
Chris, can we take it from the top? Tell the folks how you really feel.
Getting a cash offer on your house is like playing blackjack in a sketchy back alley. The game is rigged, deck stacked against you, and you're walking out with a shiner.
Still too nice, Chris. Try again.
Selling your house is like playing Russian roulette.
Too far, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris with MaximumCashHomebuyers.com, Atlanta's most trusted cash buyer. The real estate game really is rigged against regular folks like me and you. Miss a couple of payments, the bank steals your house. And if you need to sell, it's either pay absurd commissions to a realtor with a pretty face plastered on every billboard, or navigate murky shark-infested waters with quote-unquote cash buyers or even sketchier middlemen. Skip the games with the sharks. Get a 100% guaranteed cash offer from someone you can actually trust. Look, if you want a straight shooter, I'm your guy. No fees, no inspections, no headaches, and no empty promises. Let me prove to you why thousands of homeowners just like you are choosing MaximumCashHomebuyers.com. Call me today at 678-902-2000. That's 678-902-2000.
This Friday, Jason Statham is the Beekeeper.
The powerful and the corrupt are stealing from good people. What are you going to do with him? Well, that's between me and them, if you don't mind.
From the director of Suicide Squad and Fury.
He's a beekeeper, a special program outside the chain of command.
The system is corrupt.
I correct it. Jason Statham.
We have laws for these things.
Until they fail, then you have me.
The Beekeeper, rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent. In theaters everywhere this Friday. See it in IMAX and premium large formats.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Another Sports Flash. Just moments away.
Sit back and relax as you listen to the sounds of your carpet. Okay, your carpet doesn't actually make any sounds. At least not until you drop something on it, like a dreaded wine spill. But don't worry, if your carpet is life-proof with pet-proof technology, it can stand up to life's toughest stains. It also stands up to pets. It can even stand up to a third grader's birthday party. Life-proof with pet-proof technology, available only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Sports Flash. Brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. After an accident, don't wait. Dial 8. Call 404-888-8888.
I'm Tenitra Batiste, and this update's brought to you by Window Nation. The Falcons turned the page on the Arthur Smith era, letting go of the head coach hours after the season finale loss to the Saints Sunday. But Zach Harrison said players know that they can't lie the blame of another losing season all at the foot of their new former head coach.
We're the ones between the white lines, so, we definitely have a part to play in the decision that was made. It kind of sucks that we weren't able to do what we planned to do at the beginning of the season, make the playoffs and go on a run, but that's just kind of how things roll.
Ron Rivera was also let go by the Commanders, bringing the total number of head coach openings in the NFL to 5 on Monday. Commanders also hired ex-Warriors GM Bob Myers and ex-Vikings GM Rick Spielman Monday to assist with searches for a new head of football ops and a head coach. Winter is here, so talk to the pros at Window Nation. Replacing those old windows is easier and more affordable than you think, with no interest for 5 years and 50% off all window styles. Don't wait. Simply call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. Keeping you up to date on Atlanta sports when it happens, I'm Tenitra Batiste from the Kia Studios on your home of Wednesday's Hawks-Sixers game. Tip-off at 7:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for What's Trending.
A look at the top trending headlines of the day.
Oh my God.
Brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Is your heating and cooling system aging? Reliable's got you covered for just $29.99 a month. No deductibles or service fees, just coverage. Call to find out more.
There is no timetable. The only timetable is to do this correctly. Take our time, be thoughtful, do all the interviews, be respectful, make sure we have a full, diverse slate of candidates that we're considering in every way, and give each and every one of them an opportunity to express their vision for our football team, for our franchise, for the roster, and where we are and where we expect to go. It'll take as much time as we need to do that and do it correctly.
Well, that take too much time. Somebody might take the coach you want.
Yeah.
The time
there is a little bit of a timetable.
There is, and that's always the funny thing when people say, there's no timetable. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it is. You need to get it
because
done.
there's other teams that are trying to hire these guys too.
Yes.
And then at some point, you guys are going to have like a season next year. So you got to do it before that.
Right.
The draft probably would want to get them before that. I know there's some other off-season stuff that takes place as well. So there is a timetable.
Yes.
But yes, you need to be diligent and you need to make the hire correctly. And I mean, they told us yesterday in the press conference they're very good at hiring coaches.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
we're in good hands.
Look, they in the hiring, they hired the winningest coach in Falcons football history.
That's true. They did do that.
They hired a coach that took them to a Super Bowl.
That's true.
Okay. Oh yeah, they're good at it. I mean,
they're super good at it.
Not everybody can have longevity like
That's true.
The extended multi-year career.
Now, I will say, becoming the winningest coach in Falcons franchise history just means you're the winningest coach in Falcons franchise history,
Exactly.
right? Like you're not Don Shula.
Yeah.
They didn't hire Bill Belichick.
I mean, it was eventually going to happen. That's why it's going to be the
like
winningest
someone
coach.
was going to do that.
Somebody's going to be that
eventually.
Yeah.
And that's just you're judging him against the other guys that
Right.
had been here
Right.
in a non-storied franchise.
Right.
So that's what you did.
All right.
And look, what's said in these things matters very little compared to what actually happens.
Correct.
When things are bad, which they are, by the way, like 7-10, 7-10, 7-10, fired coach, things aren't good.
Yeah.
You know, say what you want to say about all the other stuff. The reason that they had a press conference yesterday was because they fired the coach because the team wasn't good.
Yeah.
When things aren't good, there's really not a lot you can say in a press conference to make them better. You're not going to talk your way into more wins. You're not going to talk your way into the fans being like, you know what? I guess it wasn't that bad. No, it was. It was awful. It was a
bad.
really, really bad year.
If you
and you
fire,
had to fire the coach
if you
because
fire
of it.
your coach, it's bad.
Bad
you know
year.
what I mean? It's a bad year
Bad
when
year.
your coach is being fired. And now I don't think this roster is depleted.
No.
I don't think. I think they're still they got to get some players. Mainly, we know the quarterback position. I think they got to go get a premier edge rusher to make this thing work. But I mean, they got.
Where have we heard that one before?
Yeah, I mean, they still got a good base for a coach
Yeah, no, they got-
to come in
yes,
and work some magic and everything with the right toolage. But my thing is, where do you go as far as are you looking for? Because we know the whole thing. They got hire first time head coaches.
And why do you think that is?
Because
I've got a couple theories.
Well, I mean, one reason we know why. Because you can control them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not saying it's a bad thing. It's more like you can guide them.
Yeah,
You
but
know.
I also think, okay, maybe that's on your side of things. If that's them making that decision of all right, we want a guy who comes in and we can guide him the way that we want this franchise to be run. Or
what's the new thing? They want an innovative mind.
But not too innovative, though.
Yeah, but not too innovative.
Be your own boss or something.
Yeah, but they
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But the other part of it is that sort of narrows your candidate pool, doesn't it? Like if I'm a veteran head coach, I'd like a little bit of freedom, right? I want a little bit of say.
Yeah.
I've done it before. This is what my structure was before when I had success.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming here. It's like, oh, well, all right. This is how it is. Well, that doesn't work for me.
That's what I'm saying. And we're not saying that they're using these coaches as a puppet match, because that's not at all what I'm saying. I would never say that, because that's because you can't, this team isn't winning. This organization isn't winning because of the power structure in the organization. They just didn't get the right guy. They just didn't get the right guy.
I know,
You know
but
what I mean?
my response to that is the power. Everything else has changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've tried everything else except for maybe shaking that up a little bit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like we keep going back to the same. Going back to the drawing board and drawing the same picture.
And that's why I don't understand that's why I kept saying yesterday, let your general manager hire the coach. That's all I keep saying.
Well, and that's a great idea.
Yeah.
But that's not their structure.
Because the thing about it is, and the reason I say that general manager hire, because if you hire him, there's no guarantee that these two are going to get along together. Because this is the thing about when you talk about the input of a head coach, you got the input of the GM. What if the GM don't want him? But you do.
It doesn't really feel like Terry Fontenot's input gets to be anything other than, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
As far as that
what if
goes.
I don't want? Well, okay, I know you want this guy, Arthur and Rich, but how about this guy? How about this guy? I feel more comfortable building a team with this guy than instead of the guy that you want.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that?
Nothing.
But
It shouldn't be.
The thing about it,
I would think that would be the conversation.
But the hardest part about that is when you get into a situation when you're Terry, because the thing with it is that you bring in this head coach and you got Terry Fontenot, the GM who's on. It puts him in a bad position because what if him and the GM don't get along? They're not going to fire the head coach after one season. Nope. They're going to fire Terry.
Yep.
And then they're going to let the head coach pick his guy. No, I'm sorry.
No, they're not.
They're
Then they'll pick another
You know
guy.
what I'm
And
saying?
yeah.
Why not let the two people who are responsible the most for building this football team have say? Especially the guy who's picking the players.
Yeah, why not?
Why not let him pick
That's
his
a
players?
great question. Why not?
That's what I'm saying. Like input. Come on, man. Come on, man.
My daughter has input on what we have for dinner.
Does she?
But ultimately, I make what I make.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm like,
oh, you want yogurt and peanut butter?
No.
We're having chicken. Sorry.
Go there.
Yogurt and peanut butter is not really dinner stuff.
Go over there and wash up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what input looks like. That's what input sounds like as well.
Yeah.
Over there. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's my only thing is when you're in this, because when you hired both of these guys, there wasn't really that kind of structure as far as, like, did they, because they hired Arthur Smith first, did they go in Arthur
That
Smith?
was the other thing that was confusing yesterday.
Yeah,
Did they?
Yeah,
Who did they hire
Arthur,
first?
he got it mixed up a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, how do you look at it from that standpoint where, I'm just serious, I'm sitting here with the input, but my input is, I don't want this head coach.
Right.
I don't think I work well with him. Well, Terry, you know what? Deal with it. Is that going to be the situation when they're picking this head coach?
Yeah, and then the other thing is, if it doesn't work out, like I didn't really want him in the first place.
Yeah.
You got him. It doesn't work out because can't coach or whatever. I don't know. Can't get out of his own way. Didn't pick the right guys, whatever. We're both fired then. Because you know who's not fired? The two guys that were standing on the stage yesterday or sitting on the stage yesterday.
Right.
And then we'll do it again in a couple of years. And we'll get to hear about how good they are at picking coaches and general managers.
They got to get this freaking hire in this freaking this quarterback right.
Yeah, I know, but they needed to do that 3 years ago too, and they didn't.
Yes,
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. But then what am I going to say? Then I mean, am I supposed to just automatically assume that's going to go bad?
You can assume whatever you want.
I don't want to assume that though. I don't want to assume that.
I guess you can kind of only go based on what history tells you.
Yeah.
If they get the quarterback right, then things will probably be pretty good for a while.
Yes.
If they don't, then things won't be good.
They'll be the same way.
Yeah.
Be the same way.
That's what it is. Like the Nah. All right. Never mind. That was about to go too far. Let's hear the game from last night, which probably has me why I'm so snarky this morning. Let's hear it end.
JJ takes the snap, flips the ball to Roman Wilson after he takes the knee, and Michigan, the Wolverines, have won a national championship. Wolverine players, Wolverine alums, Michigan fans everywhere, Jim Harbaugh and your staff, your team is the #1 team in America as the clock ticks down and Michigan completes a 15-0 national championship season here in Houston.
These ain't trying to run it. Try to, sneak a play in on everything like Jameson did.
Oh,
which is still so funny to me.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was a game where the expectations should have been where they were before the game because of how potent Washington's offense was. Michigan wasn't having it, and they came out from the get-go, from the opening drive. I mean, they were in 3 tight ends. They were 2 tight ends.
They had 7 offensive linemen on the
all
field.
The linemen in the
at
field.
midfield.
Yes, and they were going to, and they
Power.
were going to bludgeon Washington. Yep. And I saw, and I thought that, when you look at going into the second half, like Jim, he's lucky. He should have punted that damn football.
He should have.
He should have punted the football.
He should have.
But to the credit of the defense, like, opening second half, get the pressure on Penix. Penix throws the ball up, intercepted. And it was just one of those things where you just like nip and tuck. But Michigan, to me, Michigan never seemed like they were not in control of the game.
No, they were in control of the game. There was a moment
Yeah.
at the end of the first half when he didn't punt it. They went for it. Washington goes down and scores on fourth down and then gets the ball back to start the second half where people like me that wanted to be optimistic, you could talk yourself into it. It's like, man, we got absolutely smoked in the first quarter, and to only be down by a touchdown with the ball coming out of the second half. Okay, things could start turning a little bit. And then he throws an interception on the first pass. And it's like, all right, probably not going to be your night. And then the defense still gave you 5 more chances to try to get back in the game. And ultimately, the Michigan defense was just too good.
Michigan's defense and their concept of like NFL style defense was so good. I mean, they blew some coverages. But, like, for the most part, they were just so disciplined. And, like, I got it. Okay, this guy's coming up the scene. I got him. You go over there. I mean, they were so good yesterday.
Yeah. Man, and the frustrating thing is when they would go tempo, they couldn't do it very often because they just didn't get anything positive going on first down. But when they did do it, they were able to confuse that Michigan secondary a little bit, but then they didn't take advantage of it. Penix is missing throws and frustrating. Frustrating night, at least for me. Not for Michigan fans. First solo national championship since 1948. Great season for Michigan for sure. Great season for Washington too, but couldn't quite cap it off. All right, Mike Conti is going to join us next. Thanks for being with us here. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Did you know you can listen to the game on any smart-enabled device you own?
Just ask your smart device to play 92.9 The Game.
Wow, look at that. That's freaking awesome.
Powered by Dell Technologies. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
Listening to the game just got a lot easier.
Accessibility. There you go. Accessibility.
Try it now.
Just ask your smart device to play 92.9 The Game.
From Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
It's an
Eastern Conference Showdown. As Trey and the Hawks take on Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. You don't want to miss this. It's Hawks. Sixers. See it live and loud at State Farm Arena, Wednesday, January 10th, presented by Adidas. Get your tickets now at Hawks.com/tickets.
As you get older, things tend to work differently. At Choice Men's Health, patients are experiencing positive results for treatment of ED and performance issues in the bedroom.
My husband and I have had a wonderful relationship for 30 plus years. However, due to diabetes, Dee was having trouble performing in the bedroom. It was affecting our intimacy and ultimately our relationship. He tried Viagra and Cialis, but they didn't help. So we went to see the specialists at Choice Men's Health. After one office visit, we saw instant results. Our relationship has changed completely. Dee is back to his normal self and giving me the attention that I've longed for the past few years.
Thank you, Choice Men's Health. The results were immediate and a complete game changer. I have a pep in my step and they turned back the clock on my love life 20 years.
Call Choice Men's Health at 404-400-3716. Unlike other ED practices, they guarantee results on the first visit or the exam is free. Call for your appointment today at Choice Men's Health, 404-400-3716. Choice Men's Health, 404-400-3716.
Selling your home is such a big deal. You want to sell it fast and for the most money with zero hassles, right? Hey, it's Mike Conti, and this is why I always recommend Lindy Moore and Empower Home Team with Keller Williams. Lindy and Empower Home Team continue to stay on top of the real estate market with multiple cash offers for their sellers. Yes, you can get the highest price with multiple cash offers in less than 24 hours. And Lindy and Empower Home Team make the process so easy. They eliminate all the stresses and hassles that come with selling a home. Matthew and Heather came to Lindy needing a cash offer. She handled everything from staging to negotiations, getting them multiple cash offers before going to market, and sold for over $100,000 more than their original cash offer before talking to Empower Home Team. Your home sale and price is always guaranteed with Lindy Moore and Empower Home Team. Call Lindy and Empower Home Team now, 404-301-3303. That's 404-301-3303, or visit LindyHasTheBuyers.com. LindyHasTheBuyers.com.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, Doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Another sports flash. Just moments away.
Congratulations, everyone. You might not have noticed, but you have traveled over 584 million miles last year in your trip around the sun. It's been quite a journey. Who is at the center of your universe, you or Jesus? Hundreds of years ago, astronomer Copernicus proved that the sun was at the center of the solar system, not the Earth. And while most of us know this, at that time, it completely revolutionized the understanding of the universe. In a similar way, many of us need to experience a revolution in our spiritual lives. You see, we tend to center our lives around ourselves, much like trying to make the sun revolve around the earth. Yet the Bible says that everything is being created for Him and through Him. So isn't it time to make your life revolve around Jesus? This is Bryant Wright, looking forward to this year's trip around the sun, speaking right from my heart.
Visit rightfromtheheart.org and click devotions.
The NFL playoffs live on Odyssey. Westwood One brings you all the action from Wild Card Weekend, streaming live on the free Odyssey app.
Handoff McCaffrey runs left, powers into the end zone, touchdown 49ers.
The excitement is contagious as teams start their journey towards the big game.
End zone, right side, It is caught. Touchdown, Puka Nacua.
Listen to every game live from Westwood One. Get in the game and download the free Odyssey app today. AUDACY.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Sports Flash. Brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. After an accident, don't wait. Dial 8. Call 404-888-8888.
I'm Tanisha Batiste. The Falcons moved on from Arthur Smith Monday after going 7-10 and missing the playoffs for a third straight season. And while the 19th head coach for the franchise doesn't have to have experience in that same role elsewhere, Rich McKay told Dukes and Bell Monday that being part of the pedigree certainly couldn't hurt.
I don't think it's a requirement, but I think it should be a consideration. That wide net should include people that have potentially sat in that seat. When you cast a wide net, you must look for the idea that the person might have done this before and might understand the entirety of what the job is.
And it's been 728 days since we woke up on a second Tuesday in January, not reveling in the glory of another Georgia chip. But alas, the 2023 college football season came to a close Monday with a new champion. Michigan beat Washington 34-13 to earn the school its first natty since 1997. Keeping you up to date on Atlanta sports when it happens, I'm Tanisha Batiste from the Kia Studios on your home of Wednesday's Hawks-Sixers game. Tip-off at 7:30. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
And now, an actual Andy and Randy listener. There's actually a few out there.
Welcome back to the Midday Show with Andy and Randy. Andy Bunker, Randy McMichael, two brothers from another mother.
On Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, midday show with Andy and Randy with you here. Tuesday morning, 20 minutes away from an NFL no huddle. We'll start looking ahead to a wild card weekend in the NFL. What do they call it now? Super wild card weekend?
Super wild card.
Yeah, because they got games Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yes.
So just wall-to-wall NFL this weekend. We'll get to that. We'll obviously continue talking about the conversation that was had yesterday, the press conference on this station. Of course, the interview with Rich McKay as well that Dukes and Bell did. But Mike Conti joins us on Tuesdays at this time. This hour brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com, get a guaranteed offer on your home today, and start packing.
It's time to check in with Atlanta United and Atlanta Hawks broadcaster Mike Conti.
Slides it forward, a shot, score!
Brought to you by Lindy and the Empower Home Team.
Mike, thanks for stepping in, hanging out. How are you?
Good to see you guys. Very eventful day yesterday, especially for one of us in this room.
Yeah, no kidding.
Condolences.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome to the Big Ten. Right?
Officially?
Yeah,
You're
for the
Big Ten
football
school now.
program, yeah. But you got kind of the unofficial welcome last night. I mean,
lose to Michigan.
Now the next thing you'll have to get used to is having to play Michigan with Big Ten refs. That is not a fun experience. Just over the years, there have been some interesting whistles that have gone in favor of Michigan against pretty much everyone in the Big Ten, except Ohio State.
At least that gives some sort of idea of competency. Like, in order to be biased towards a team, you have to be competent in order to do that.
That's true.
That's better than what we've had in the Pac-12 because Pac-12 officiating has been so incompetent for so long.
Oh,
it'll be nice
don't
to
get me
at
started.
least see.
We had Pac-12 officials in the Peach Bowl.
Yes.
And that's not why Penn State lost, but there were some terrible calls.
It's as if they play by a different rule set that they teach those referees how
Just
to
call it consistently. Both anyhow, I'm fired up on many things. Pac-12 officiating was not where I thought we would go in this segment, but that's okay.
Me either.
Mike,
Where
I
should
got a
we
question
go?
for you about that, them going into the Pac-12. To the Big Ten.
Yeah.
How do you think the game will change as far as the tempo offenses coming in with Oregon and Washington? I know Ohio State runs a version of it, but it's not a real prevalent offense in that conference.
I wonder how game conditions are going to affect the tempo with which Washington, USC, and Oregon play.
Right.
I was looking at Washington's schedule last night. They have to play at Penn State in November.
Right.
Now, granted, Seattle in November is not like Phoenix.
It's not nice.
Or Miami.
But it's not super cold.
It's not 10 below zero. I just wonder if we're going to see some of what these West Coast teams want to do impacted by conditions in late season games. I mean, like when you play against Iowa has a style that you kind of have to conform to.
Right.
Wisconsin has a style that you're going to kind of have to conform to. Purdue tried to do this in the late 90s with Joe Tiller.
Yep.
When he had Drew Brees. And it worked.
Yeah,
They went to the Rose Bowl. I don't remember if they won it. They played Washington. They did not win it. But it was enough to get them like a kind of a dead Big Ten program to the Rose Bowl. So I think it's going to introduce some new competitive elements to the conference that should make the conference better. But Mother Nature in late November in Madison and Minneapolis and Iowa City and Lincoln, that's pretty much undefeated. As far
Slightly
as
shorter travel for those of us who maybe want to go see their team play who live in Atlanta.
That's true.
Like Bloomington's not that far.
Detroit's not far.
Yeah.
Like if you want to see them play against the Michigan schools, that's not far.
Not too far.
Columbus is like a 50-minute flight. So you're right. It will be cool. And conversely,
so for me, it's going to be great.
No, but like honestly, as a Penn State fan, like I'm looking forward to going to a road game in Eugene.
Yep.
I've never been to Eugene before.
It's a great place to
never
see
have
a
a
game.
reason to go there, but it looks like an awesome place to see a game. I have been to Husky Stadium, not for a game, but just on that campus. It's a beautiful campus. I've also been to the LA Coliseum. I have no interest in going there to see Penn State play.
It's a very overrated game experience, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a cool building and it's cool to go there and stuff, but like it's not a good
You want to
game day
see
experience.
a good game day experience in Southern California, go to a UCLA game. That's what you want to do.
You don't have to. You don't have to go that far. You just go down the road.
Yeah,
to get the
Go to
number
the Rose
one in-game experience in the NFL. What did you feel like you learned from the press conference yesterday?
Look, I know we've been making a big deal about it on this radio station. I know other publications and media outlets are making a big deal of it as well. To me, I think it just kind of clarified and maybe confirmed what we thought we knew about the leadership structure of the Falcons. Whether or not we collectively believe or think that it's the most efficient way to run a team or the best way to run a team. I mean, I'll leave that up to you guys and the listeners to figure out. To me, I think it's just kind of confirmed, like, all right, yeah, Rich McKay has a very, very loud voice and heavy role in major decisions like this. Other than that, like, I don't know. I mean, that press conference was long. I mean, that was like an hour and 45 minutes. We're talking about Deshaun Watson, and like we're going way back in time. So I'll admit that I kind of maybe tuned it out a little bit after a while because I was waiting for Rich McKay to call in with Carl and Mike. But I don't think we really got any insight on the type of coach they're going to be looking for. I don't think we got a whole lot of insight on what this offseason is going to look like, other than the obvious that they're going to go have to find a quarterback. Hopefully we'll get some more insight later on. Hopefully we'll actually get a chance to talk to the GM.
Right.
The guy who's making those player personnel decisions, and maybe then we'll get a little more insight and clarity on what this team might look like.
How do you feel about whatever type coach they hire dictates what kind of quarterback they get?
I think it absolutely could. I mean, if you're going to hire a Todd Monken, I think it's more likely that he's going to look for a dual threat quarterback, someone that he has a lot of experience working with collegiately and in the NFL. I think it would be impossible, correct me if I'm wrong, it would be almost impossible for the Falcons to select their quarterback before they get their coach, right? Like they're going to hire
that
a coach.
Would be now they said there's no timeline.
Okay,
but that would be
like,
insane.
Realistically, they're going to have their coach by Super Bowl-ish at worst.
I would think so.
So, free agency will start a month after that, the draft the month after that. So the head coach is probably going to have a big role in picking that quarterback. And maybe that's kind of a good thing. Like, you can go into this coaching search with a blank slate. Like, go ahead, find the best coach. Find the best coach. QB, we'll deal with that later. Find the best coach and then let that coach have a role in selecting his quarterback, because that's essentially where we're at right now. I mean, the new coach is going to be able to pick his QB, hopefully.
Mike Conti joining us here in studio, talking all kinds of different stuff, as we do when Mike comes in. Obviously, the Hawks are back in action tomorrow. A couple tough ones in a row. Friday night was really bad. They played pretty good against Orlando, but came up short. where are you seeing, if you're seeing it, improvement with this team right now? Because it's it's tough some nights.
Improvement. Well,
okay.
I don't know. Improvement.
Jalen Johnson got healthy.
Yes, obviously getting Jalen Johnson back, that does help them. No question about it. Man, that you'd have to really look hard. I mean, you give up 150 points to Indiana. I guess they improved because they give up 157 like they did the last time. I mean, there is that.
That's true.
That's a very sarcastic
Yes.
thing for me to say. Look, I don't think the Hawks are quite as bad as their record portrays because they have been in a lot of close games. They have blown quite a few fourth quarter leads. I do believe that your record is what it says it is, but eye test wise, I don't know if the Hawks are 12th in the East. I don't know if they're playing that poorly. Again, Trey, as I think we've all agreed over the last couple weeks, playing very good basketball right now. Unfortunately, the Hawks just can't outscore teams. And I don't know. It's like I said, I don't think you're going in recent weeks. I don't think you're going to see significant, measurable improvement with this team unless they make a major trade.
Could you see any scenario where that does not happen?
A major trade?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see a scenario where that doesn't happen. Because you need a trading partner. You don't want to get fleeced.
Right.
You know, the Hawks don't have really a ton of leverage right now because they're kind of the desperate team. They're going to be the aggressive team in the trade market that's going to be looking to add. So I would hope that the Hawks would not make a deal just for the sake of making a deal. But, I mean, the depth right now is just not where it needs to be. This is not the same team of 2 years ago that was rolling Gallinari and Bogdanovich and Herter and Lou Williams off the bench. I mean, you're basically playing an 8 or a 9-man rotation now, and you have to hope that Bogey Bogdanovich is in rhythm. Because Bogey, it almost goes back to, we talked about Gallinari in this way a couple of years ago. If Gallo was just average, the Hawks are going to have a really good chance at winning the game. Bogey is either 7 for 10 from 3 or 1 for 10.
Right.
You know, there's kind of like
he's going to take 10 either way.
He's going to take
He's
10
taking
either way.
10.
You just hope he makes
getting the shots up.
Yeah. But that's one thing that really sticks out to me right now is just the bench scoring and the secondary scoring outside of Bogdanovich, and a little Okongwu is just not existent right now, and that's got to change. Hopefully you get DeAndre Hunter back pretty soon. I mean, you might be a week or two away from that. So
yeah, no, it's a shame. It's always a shame because look, we're into it anyway from opening night throughout all of this, and then a lot of people kind of peek in once football is over, and you have a real opportunity to take over a gap in people's sports fanhood.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're just not not great right now.
Yeah, I feel really kind of badly about what I said a moment ago, but I just can't I can't verbalize an area where this team has improved. Yeah. I'm not trying to be, down on them or negative or anything like that, but just an honest answer to an honest question.
Yep.
I don't see this team improving.
No, I don't either, which is probably why a trade is on the horizon.
I think it's all you can do at this point.
Probably will be what happens. Mike, we appreciate it.
See you guys.
Thank you. This hour brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com. Get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing. We will come back and get to an NFL No Huddle to kick off the noon hour right after this on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Dukes and Bell Afternoons.
Hilarious. Let's talk to Alex Anthopoulos, Braves general manager. He's been a busy man. I want to hear from the general manager and your mindset behind going after Chris Sale and what you gave up to get him.
Man, you guys were talking Atlanta Falcons before you buzzed me in, and I was like, God, I could have just hung up and turned up the dial. But I will say this, before we get into Braves, I've been meaning to say this for a long time. I think now, in hindsight, in my 6 years I've been here, Matt Ryan was one of the most underappreciated Atlanta Falcons of all time. Not that I've been an Atlanta guy for a long time, but go look at the games started, games played. I mean, that guy posted, available every day, and I think we appreciate how good he was.
Dukes and Bell, brought to you by Finley Roofing. We've got you covered. Atlanta's most trusted and recommended roofer. Afternoons 2 till 7.
Or stream anytime, anywhere on the Odyssey app.
Hey, it's Steak. Tune in at 10:10 on the Steakhouse every Thursday morning for Atlanta Eats on the Radio. Find out about the city's best dishes and tastiest restaurants. Presented by John Foy and Associates. Experienced personal injury attorneys. Get the strong arm.
This segment is brought to you by Trajan Wealth. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. Visit TrajanWealth.com. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Priority Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pain or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Priority Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Priority Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 404-239-2162. 404-239-2162. That's 404-239-2162.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Status Truck and Trailer Repair, located off I-75, exit 237, servicing all light, medium, and heavy-duty vehicles. Call 770-755-1516 today to schedule your service. Use the code STATUS10 for up to 10% off your first repair.
Start your year off stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. You can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move when you're ready with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. One of our clients, Ben, said, when we decided to sell our home, I was overwhelmed by how much time we would have to put into getting the best value for our home. We chose Mark Spain Real Estate, and they took so much off our plate. We never worried about showings or open houses on top of our really busy schedules. I would definitely recommend them to my friends and family. I've been in business for nearly 30 years and have served over 50,000 satisfied clients. And I know what matters most: a quick sale and maximum profit. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be on your home. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
The home for our Falcons.
10-5! Touchdown Atlanta!
WZGC Atlanta and WZGC HD1.
Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, midday show with Andy and Randy with you here on a Tuesday, soon to be Tuesday afternoon. Again, nasty out there. Be careful.
Yes, please.
Be careful. All the lights were down on Atlanta Road on the way in. None of the stoplights were working.
It's crazy, but
Be careful.
The crazy thing is because like obviously we set up and watched the game. We went to bed after Quorum scored touchdowns. Like, let's go to bed.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I didn't see the end of that game.
Yeah, so I got.
I didn't need to see the confetti.
I got some sleep. and everything. So went up watching the news and stuff. And they had to talk about the weather and everything. On the ticker thing, they had schools closing and delay and everything like that. And I go back to when we were kids. When it's a possible snowstorm, you right there waiting for it. And so they get to Gwinnett, nothing. I mean, no, delayed, no school today, digital learning. Right after the Griffin Spalding, you're sitting there waiting. Okay, we're coming up next. Gwinnett, nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, sorry, boy.
Got to go to school.
Gotta go to school, homie. Yeah, sorry. But I told you, did I tell you this? I said this. And I said, remember when I said you? Because I remember I said it to you. I said, if you stay up late, I don't want to hear no mess in the morning.
Yeah, you're going to be tired.
I don't want to hear no mess in the morning.
What's bedtime normally for a kid that age?
Like 9:45.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's really good.
When I was his age, my bedtime was probably 8:30 or something like that.
Yeah, no, we didn't, because I didn't have a bedtime when I was growing up. My mom said I had to be in my bed at 10 o'clock. But yeah, think about it.
We had a hard bed. My mom was a real stickler for bedtime.
See, Mama,
I think because she wanted alone time. It was like, leave me alone.
That's why I get up so early. That's why I get up so early, so I ain't got to deal with them.
That's why I'm a stickler for bedtime now. I want to go sit in quiet for a while.
I'd rather have my morning time than my afternoon time.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm a night owl.
Yeah.
I like to stay. Yeah. I like to stay up, because I'm gonna sleep in until they get up in the morning.
Right.
Which you never know. Today was 7 because the light turned green. She got one of those little noisemakers where the lights change colors. When it turns green, you're allowed to come out of the room.
Yeah.
Now, when we first instituted that rule, it was 7 sharp every day. Daddy, the light's green.
Right.
Now she's a little bit more of a sleeper, and she'll sleep until 7:45, 8 o'clock sometimes.
Yeah.
It was 7 a day. It's always the nights where the most tequila is consumed.
Yes.
And boy, there was thanks to Abe. Thank you, Abe, for bringing that bottle back from Mexico because we needed it last night. It's like the more tequila is consumed, the more likely it is that 7 sharp is the time that she gets up.
It never fails.
All right, let's put on Bluey or something. Come on, crawl in bed.
Yeah, it's always that.
I don't have the energy to do anything yet.
Dude, I saw something. I know we get in no huddle. I saw something this morning. They said that they were saying what was the word I'm looking for? A sleeping divorce, I think it was. And they were talking about basically spouses who have like early morning, like your wife, how she gets early in the morning, sleeping in separate like bedrooms during the week, and then of course in the weekend staying together and sleeping together and everything like that. And I thought, I couldn't see that happening in my house. I don't know. And I understand the point of you getting up early, don't want to wake up your spouse and everything. And me, I wake up a lot throughout the night. I do. And do I get on her nerves because I never sleep past, like she's never awake before me. She never wakes up before I do. So I'm like, I'm fine with it, but I'm like, could I go to a spot where like, hey Alexa, send a message, hey baby, how you feeling over there?
Now we're talking about different rooms.
Yeah, different rooms.
Like okay, because my dream scenario is someday big enough bedroom, big enough house. 2 king beds.
Hell no.
My own, her own, separate.
No.
Like Lucy and Ricky, but king size beds.
No, I need that leg. I need that.
If she wants to give me the leg, she's welcome.
I need that warm leg constantly.
Come climb in.
I need the constant.
No, I don't. Oh, like all night.
I mean,
I don't like. No, don't touch me most of the night. Now, if you're interested and you want a little morning, morning freak show,
I need some.
Give me the leg.
I don't know.
No, if you want that, crawl on over.
Even this, if we
crawl on over to the king size.
If they mess up our room and we'll have 2 doubles or something like that, 2 doubles. We'll still sleep in the same bed. Yeah. We'll still sleep.
I don't know what we would do in that situation.
We'll still sleep in the same bed.
She would probably want to because she knows my dream is to not sleep in the same bed every single night because I want, like sleep better, my own space, all that kind of stuff. Maybe someday. Now, my grandparents slept in different parts of the house for 30 years, but I think that was about more than a sleep divorce.
Right.
I think that was, we'd find each other annoying, but people of that generation don't get divorced, so we're just going to suck it up.
Yeah.
He sleeps downstairs, I sleep upstairs, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Dinner's ready,
right?
And then he goes back down after.
I don't know, dog. I'm like,
2 king size beds.
That's the dream. 2 king size beds.
That's the dream.
Really?
Yeah.
And she's cool with that.
No,
Oh,
no, she hates that idea. It'll never happen.
Right.
No, it'll never happen. She's a snuggler. She wants to be all on.
See,
God, I'm hot.
That's the
Get
thing about
away.
it. I ain't don't just occasionally just dip that toe on that ankle. You know, just make sure you're still there.
Just to remind you that she loves you.
Yeah, but don't be all up under me.
I know,
y'all.
me
yeah, don't
either.
be all
No,
up under me.
God, get a body pillow
And I
for
don't
that.
I don't snuggle in the uddle with the C. I don't do all that stuff, man.
I don't mind cuddling. I mean, I don't know. I drank a White Claw for nothing last night. I'll do anything. I'll do anything at this point. I thought it was going to save the Huskies.
Yeah, you did too.
What a jackass! All right, let's get to an NFL no huddle.
We're going no huddle.
With the Midday Show No Huddle.
The best the NFL has to offer.
NFL no huddle every single day to kick off the noon hour. This hour brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com. Get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing. All right. You want to hear from some guys whose seasons are over?
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers talking about the focus going forward for the New York Jets.
Anything that doesn't have anything to do with winning needs to be assessed. So anything in this building that we're doing individually or collectively that has nothing to do with real winning needs to be assessed. Everything that we do has to have a purpose too. When you step in the building, there's intentionality with everything that you do. And it's not a half the time thing. It's not a sometimes thing. It's
What
not
the
a most
hell
of
are you
the time
talking
thing. It's an
about?
every time thing. If you want to be a winning organization, you have to put yourself in position to win championships.
Man,
you
Everything
won
that you do
one.
matters. And that has nothing to do with winning needs to get out of the building.
Is he the quarterback or the
What the hell?
the owner?
Like
what's going
well,
on
he's
here?
the owner because they gave him total control of them of the other team. All right, what Aaron wants, because there's no way in the hell you're telling me that Nathaniel Hackett should be the offensive coordinator again.
Yeah, no, that's
All
an
right?
that's an Aaron Rodgers.
There's an Aaron Rodgers thing. All right, there's no way you're going to tell me this. All right, now Bo, he's going to say something snarky today on McAfee because Jimmy Kimmel wanted him and everything like that. Can that not? If he don't say that, can we never listen to his voice again until the rest of the season?
Oh,
Bo,
okay.
please?
No, that was my bad. I asked for that.
I don't want to hear them.
So you know,
I don't want to hear
you
him.
said unless he says something about on McAfee, or
No.
even if
I think he's going to say something
He
today.
is.
He will.
Okay, and then if it's good, but can we not hear no more from him?
Sure.
He need to go to hell. All
Okay.
right, go to your dark place, dog, and shut the hell up. All right, win a champion. You won one championship.
It was a while
It
ago.
was a
too.
long time ago, and you let Detroit come in there and beat you up and down the field again. You let Jimmy Garoppolo and them come into Lambeau and beat you, and you didn't throw a touch. Like, just stop, dude. Stop. You know how I feel about the Jets. And then you put him on that team?
And I already know how you feel about
You
him.
already know how I feel about him. You already know how I feel about him.
That's a perfect combination.
Yeah.
And then that part of it right there is just so you're a great quarterback.
You're great.
Can't take
He's
anything away
an
from you.
all-time great, one of the best I've ever seen.
You're not the owner. You're not the coach. You're not the general manager.
This is what happens when you let a person like him.
It is.
Him.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's what happens when you give too much leeway and then you start doing stuff like that. But yeah, that was a lot of nonsense right there. This is interesting. I mean, I guess Jerry Jones just has to be asked about whether or not Mike McCarthy is going to be his coach going forward. Like, they're the 2 seed in the NFC. They had a really nice year. The playoffs start this weekend, but he was asked again about Mike McCarthy's job.
Well, I just think that his record speaks for itself. I think what he's done, the fact that we've put ourselves in this position over these last 3 years, I think that does speak for itself. And we've got a lot of football left, in no small part thanks to Mike, thanks to his staff, and thanks to some really outstanding football players around there. So we'll see how each game goes.
Another one I'm tired of hearing from.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this. This is the thing. This is Jerry's best chance to win a Super Bowl in a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
This is his best time. This is his best
And I
chance.
don't think it's that good of a chance, but it's their best
This
chance.
is their best chance.
Yeah.
I think it's a good chance.
You do.
I do. Because this is the best Dak Prescott's ever played. Dak is playing so
Sure.
good right
Sure.
now. And I know we talk about the Cowgirls and they'll figure out a way to lose it, which they usually do. But I mean, this is his best chance in a long time to get there. Now, they got home field until they got to go to, if San Francisco wins, they got to go to San Francisco and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this is their best chance, man.
No, I don't disagree with you as far as that goes, because this is the best team they've had in a while. That's some pretty good teams with
Yes.
Tony Romo.
Yes.
But yeah, this is the best team they've had in a while.
Yeah.
I just think there's teams in their way. I don't think they can beat the 49ers.
I don't either.
The 49ers proved that to
I don't
them
think they can either.
pretty clearly. I mean, the Eagles obviously haven't been playing good, so you're not worried about them. Lions are pretty damn good.
Like I don't.
You're not worried about the Bucs.
I don't think they play Green Bay.
Yeah,
I don't think Green Bay's going to.
I guess really the only team. All right, so fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think Green Bay's going to.
Fair enough. San Francisco is really the only team that I look at and say I don't know that they can beat those guys.
Right.
Otherwise, I think they can beat everyone in the NFC.
And like again, Dak and CD are on a different wavelength.
CD Lamb
right
is.
They're on a different wavelength right now.
He's on top right now. You want to hear from Pete Carroll?
I love Pete.
I love Pete Carroll too.
Yes.
Here's Pete Carroll talking about his future.
I plan to be coaching this team, and I told you that I love these guys, and that's what I would like to be doing, and see how far I can go. You know, I'm not worn out. You know, I'm not tired. You know, I'm not any of that stuff. I need to do a better job, and I need to help my coaches more, and we need to do a better job of coaching, and there's a lot of area for improvement.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think he's lying about anything he's saying. I think Pete Carroll has plenty of energy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think energy is ever going to be a problem with Pete Carroll. It's a little bit of a stuck in the mud franchise at this point.
A little bit.
And I think, I don't know, man. I think the Geno story is really, really good.
It's really great.
They need to do better at that position.
They need to find that because they got some young Thundercats.
Yeah, they got some dudes on defense. They got some dudes on defense. They need to bring Wags back because that crap that they did. Oh, I saw the press conference with Wags after that game. Yeah,
and how
furious.
He was furious at them boys in there smoking damn cigars in the locker room.
After the season ended without going to the playoffs.
Yeah. They in there. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they need to bring Wags back. But I'm with you on this whole Geno thing. They got to get somebody to get him to that next step.
Yeah, it's a great story, and I'm happy for him and the way that it worked out, and he got paid and all that. It's awesome, but I think you've kind of hit your ceiling with Geno. You're going to be in it until the end, and then you probably, you have a chance to make the playoffs in Week 18. Maybe one year you will, maybe one year you won't. Pete Carroll's going to coach there until they tell him not to.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be like, all right, I'm going to retire now, because what else is he going to do? He's a football coach.
Yes.
He's going to try to get another job.
You think so? You think people try to go get another job?
I think so.
Right.
No, but I don't think they'll ever fire him. I think he won the battle of Russell Wilson.
He did.
And so that means he gets to be there forever.
Okay.
Like, he's the coach unless they totally fall off a cliff, which I don't see them doing. Were you surprised that Arthur Smith and Ron Rivera were the only ones that got yesterday?
You were talking about this, Isaiah. They probably won't. They want Doug Peterson in Jacksonville. They had an epic collapse where they're going to fire him. Because of, I think Trevor Lawrence injury.
Yeah, I think he'll get that leeway.
Yeah, I think he'll get that one. And then we said this before the show. I don't know if we said it on the air. I didn't think that Arizona or Chicago were moving on. Now, the thing with Chicago is because the Jim Harbaugh thing right there. And if he tells them that he wants to come to Chicago, Matt Eberflus is fired. He's fired right then and there. So, no, I didn't think. And then the one name we kept saying yesterday, watch out for, was Tennessee. Was maybe the whole thing with Rage and Ram maybe not working. And he might want to go on somewhere else. But, yeah, this New England thing is going to be tricky because they got to find the perfect wording for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's one of the things about it. They got to find the perfect wording because Bill don't never really talk about his contract. Bill said, well, I am still under contract here. He said he's willing to change or something or what. I don't see it happening. So I think they're more or less in that mode.
You don't see what happening?
Them just coming out fired.
No, I don't think they'll fire him.
They're trying to find some wording.
Yeah, they got to do it in the classy way because
I'm not even saying a new role for.
Well, he wants to coach.
He wants to coach.
Bill Belichick wants to be a coach in the NFL.
Bill's not gonna.
That's why you
take
can
some front office position.
And that's the thing about it is they can say whatever they want. This is them getting rid of Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick goes to coach another team.
And that's the thing
if he coaches another team next year, then they basically fired him, but politely.
But the thing what it is, when you talk about the Patriots, they got to get rid of everything. I know they had Gerard Mayo and all that. They got to get rid of all that.
The Patriot way.
Yeah, they got to get rid of all that.
Has to come to an end.
Yeah, they got it. Robert Kraft has got to figure out. He got to get his team back. All right, and then he's got to find some new blood. Now
that's a guy that's good at hiring coaches.
But he only hired one.
And Pete Carroll.
He hired Bill. He was on the team.
I think he was. I think he hired Pete, and maybe I could be wrong. I know he got rid of him.
I know
to get Belichick.
No.
Did he inherit Pete?
No. No, that's Parcells. Because remember, Parcells got mad.
That's right.
Yeah, Parcells got mad.
Hired him too.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, you hire a guy and he keeps a job for 24 years. It's a pretty good job.
I'm just trying to think because we'll talk about it next thing.
If you're good at hiring people, you don't hire that many people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right. We will talk about it next. We'll get you some of the reaction from yesterday's press conference from Arthur Blank and Rich McKay. A couple different audio clips to play for you if you haven't heard it. And we'll try to tell you what we learned from them after this on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
This is Andrew Perloff with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by TaxSlayer. Start filing for free today at TaxSlayer.com. The Houston Astros deserve an asterisk on their first World Series title because they cheated in the playoffs. You can't make that claim about Michigan. They beat Ohio State, Alabama, and Washington with no unfair advantage. They just outplayed them on the field. Sign stealing is part of the story of this team, no doubt, but not the final chapter. I'm Andrew Perlow.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like saddling up and chasing down.
Look at that sweet moolah!
That big old cash cow.
Look at all that money!
File for free with TaxSlayer Simply Free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk, like getting up to 25% off drywall boards. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's Business Credit Card. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount ticket at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store or Lowe's.com/credit for details.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
And it goes in! It goes in! Trae Young just won the game!
Our Hawks play here.
This is Steve Holden, voice of the Hawks. Join us tomorrow night as our Hawks take on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Tip off at 7:30. Catch every game all season long here.
Bang! And the Hawks take the lead. Unbelievable!
Our Hawks play here.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Studios, driven by Kia and the official sponsor of the Atlanta Falcons Radio Network.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is a serious heart condition. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. My HCM impacted how I felt and what I could do. So I asked my cardiologist about treatment advances that gave me new options. That conversation was big for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com to learn more.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Watch parties aren't what they used to be.
Welcome to today's matinee.
Ever since we got Xfinity, my little sister and her friends can easily stream all their favorite stuff.
We'll start with 2 episodes of Top Chef, then Chopped.
When I was a kid, we'd worry about buffering. Now they just worry about what's on the charcuterie board.
Enjoy these fine meats and cheeses.
These are just cut up hot dogs and spray cheese.
Indeed.
The best way to stream your favorites is on the Xfinity 10G network. Introducing the best value in live TV and streaming on the best network with Xfinity Internet and Now TV. Now through March 21st, get Xfinity Internet for $20 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Plus, add Now TV with Peacock Premium. A $5.99 a month value included at no extra cost for just $20 a month. Switch today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Now TV requires Xfinity Internet. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Stream Top Chef on Peacock.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we're conquering the unconquerable. Using artificial intelligence and data, our experts can create a personalized gene roadmap just for you, customizing your cancer treatment, giving your body exactly what it needs to fight the disease. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic, because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
At Kroger, shopping with pickup and delivery is the same as shopping in-store. Same low prices, deals, and rewards on the same high-quality items. It's one small click for groceries, one big win for busy families everywhere. Start your cart today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Save big on 6-packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties are just $2.99 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Flood watch showers and thunderstorms wind advisory high near 60.
Weather brought to you by Daily Harvest. Daily Harvest makes it easy to stick to your goals with food delivered right to your door. Visit daily-harvest.com and use code HARVEST for up to $65 off your first box.
Another sports flash. just moments away.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-973-7809 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-973-7809. That's 800-973-7809. What do you have to lose? Call 800-973-7809. Again, 800-973-7809.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Sports Flash. Brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. After an accident, don't wait. Dial 8. Call 404-888-8888.
I'm Joe Patrick. College football's national champions reside in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as Jim Harbaugh's Wolverines rolled over the Washington Huskies last night, thanks in part to this 46-yard scamper by Donovan Edwards in the first quarter.
Donovan Edwards, who scored the touchdown in the first possession, back in the game, and he's loose again. Edwards off and running. Welcome back, Donovan Edwards, 46 yards.
That call courtesy of Chris Fowler and ESPN. That carry was Edwards' second score of 40-plus yards in the first quarter last night and leading the Wolverines to set a playoff championship game record of 303 rushing yards in his team's 34-13 championship win. And in the NBA, just 9 games after returning from suspension, Grizzlies star guard Ja Morant will miss the remainder of the season after suffering a torn labrum in his right shoulder during a training session that occurred over the weekend. He's expected to be ready to play after surgery for the upcoming NBA season. Keeping you up to date on Atlanta sports when it happens, I'm Joe Patrick from the Kia Studios on your home of tomorrow's Hawks game against the Sixers. Tip-off at 7:30, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio.
And now, here's another Andy and Randy listener.
Welcome back to the Midday Show with Andy and Randy. These two are good enough for television, but they look a lot better on radio.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
I don't know. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. Midday Show with Andy and Randy with you here Tuesday afternoon. This hour brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Go to markspain.com. Get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing. We'll get to the back page with Bo coming up in about 20 minutes from right now. Back into the big story of the day, top of the 1 o'clock hour, in which I will talk about last night's football game a little bit, as will Randy.
Are you feeling any better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. It's just, it's just always so disappointing when a season is so fun and it exceeded my expectations by far. Like, I thought they were going to be good this year. I never thought that they were going to be in the national championship game. And it just ends. It's almost like, man, it was just something to look forward to every week and something to talk about. And it was really, really cool. And then it ends and it's like, well, damn, all right. It's like it's not really like a loved one dying because it's not that bad. Right. But it's like, I don't know, it's like a good friend of yours has a loved one die or something, you know? It's like, yeah, I liked that guy.
Oh, okay.
Now he's dead.
I'll tell you what.
That's how I felt about the Huskies season.
That was it. But we were talking before as far as, coaching and everything. And so I said Doug Peterson. Well, Doug has went the old route where you always go. Firing coaches.
Yeah.
So I know
Step one.
Yeah, he fired his defensive coordinator and some defensive players. Coaches yesterday, and it seems like he's letting go of some other coaches today. So that's usually the end. The end is coming.
Yeah, that's Trent Baalke, or I guess I don't know how the power structure works over there, but that's them telling him, look, if you don't want to go, you got to get rid of them. You got to bring in some new guys. Now, that also means if you don't win next year, then you go.
Yes, that's exactly what that means.
Yeah, I always just think if you're going to do it, do it.
I'm all about cleaning house.
Yeah,
I don't think, and that's why when you said, man, I don't know, because we were talking about this whole Falcons situation, and you asked me yesterday, should they clean house? And you asked specifically about the coaches and everything like that. And that's usually what happens. Justin Peel, tight end coach, that's my main man. That's my guy. Played together. So I got a lot of love for that brother right there. But I don't know how this is going to work with that. That's why when I actually said, I hear people saying, but yeah, find a new coach, but keep Nielsen. Why? Ain't no coach going to come in here with the requirement that they have to keep him unless you go get the offensive coordinator from the Houston Texans or somebody that young that doesn't probably have a olive branch to reach out to somebody.
Right.
Because Ryan Nielsen is very qualified to be a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, we're already talking about.
I'm not going to say that.
Some of the stipulations that seem to be in place if you're going to be the head coach of the Falcons.
Yes.
To me, that's too far.
That's too far to tell this man that he has to keep the defensive coordinator on the staff. Why?
And I'm with you. Ryan Nielsen qualified, earned that job.
Yes.
Looked at times this season to really have that defense going, but like we're not talking about some, we're not talking about even Dean Pease. Like Dean Pease was a guy they brought in because they wanted to have a little bit more veteran voice out there. When who is it? Wade Phillips is who Sean McVay.
Exactly.
We're not talking about a guy who's some sort of like legend in the defensive coordinating game.
Yeah.
He did a nice job his first season.
He did, and if the coach wants to keep him, I'm gonna be like, you shouldn't did it.
Yeah,
but that cannot be a stipulation if you want to hire a head coach that you got to keep our defensive staff together. This ain't damn what was a damn movie I'm thinking. This ain't Remember the Titans. All right? Our defense is set. We don't need none of yours. That ain't how it goes. You don't know. That ain't how it goes. You don't get to tell me as a head coach who I pick on my staff. I mean, I just don't understand that part. And bad as a defense played last couple of weeks, I'll just leave that alone.
Yeah, I think it's just, honestly, if it's anything, it was the positive. It was the positive from the year.
It was a positive, but I'll tell you what made me so, and I know a lot of people are going at Shay Sharp about the whole thing he said about James. I ain't about the cutting of Jameis Winston and everything like that. My only issue was, more than anything, was that not one damn Falcon player pushed or jacked nobody up. They did that because they played the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they did that play. We're playing the Falcons, and we're about to win, and we're about to pump them.
Yep.
That's why they ran against. They wouldn't have ran against nobody else but the damn Falcons.
Yeah.
And didn't nobody stand up. And only person got mad was Arthur Smith.
Yeah, the only person that tried to fight was Arthur Smith at the end of the game.
Arthur Smith.
It's true.
I swear, like some of the players, I wish somebody would have did that to a defense I played on and tell me there wouldn't have been no fight. Because I guarantee you this, if that would have happened the other way around, and the defense dove at the Saints, I bet the Saints players would have grabbed one of the Falcons defenders. I bet they would have. But that's why I looked at it again. I was like, now damn Falcon player put up a fight or nothing. You can tell me missing with all that, stop him from scoring and all that other crap. Whatever.
Yeah. You know what that was?
Not one. That was, you are a punk.
Season's over?
Yep.
We're good.
That's exactly what happened.
That's what it was.
I was like, well, I was like, damn, not one of them.
Yeah.
Not one of them did nothing, huh? Push back and nothing. Because whatever. You know me, I'm all about the team. And if the whole team said, Jameis, that's cool, fine, whatever.
Yeah, now that's a problem for the coach.
That's a problem for the coach.
That not one person was like, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't do this. Maybe the coach said we should run the victory formation. Everyone's like, yeah, to hell with that guy. Let's listen to Jameis.
Let's listen to Jameis.
Like, that's the problem with the thing, if I'm Dennis Allen, is Jameis Winston, the backup quarterback, who's nuts, like just flat out. Like, I love Jameis; he's entertaining as hell, but that dude's nuts. I wouldn't follow him down the street, let alone run a play on victory formation when the coach called a different play.
We regret that.
Everyone on the team was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, Jameis."
Hell yeah, Jameis.
How do you feel about it? Tell me how you feel about it.
Hell yeah, Jameis. Hell yeah, Jameis.
And then the reporter is like, "I didn't like it." Well, that's not your job to like it or not like it.
Right? Paid him twice.
Hold on, the reporter said what?
Well, because he asked him, because he was asking him about it, and he's like, "Well, how do you feel about it?" And the reporter was like, "Well, personally, I don't think you should have run that play. I think that whatever he said, what he said. He asked him and he answered.
Yeah.
But if I'm in that situation, I'm like, it doesn't matter what I think.
It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm asking you. It's not. I got my podcast I've got to record later, and I'll trash you there.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say it to you in this scrum. And then they had a respectful back and forth. Well, respectfully. Man, how about
respectfully, you get your ass out of here and go record your podcast.
Respectfully.
All right?
If you say respectfully first, you can say anything.
Yeah, how about you get out of here and record your podcast, dork?
Anything you say after respectfully is respectful.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
But, I mean.
I think your mom's ugly.
Yeah.
Wait, what? That's not very
exactly.
nice.
Yeah, but
I said respectfully.
Like, and then I see, what is your initial. I don't even know what to react to yesterday from the press conference. Meaning, I didn't take anything that's going to lead me to a conclusion of what's going to happen going forward. I know, because the thing about it was, and I just remember this when the year they brought Dan back before he got fired, and Arthur Blank comes out and says that Thomas and Dan will answer to
Rich McKay.
I never heard him say that until then. Now, that could have been going through the process when they were winning or something like that. But I do specifically remember Arthur Blank saying that part right there. that those because after the season and he was ticked off and everything, and then he's like trying to restructure. We're going to bring Dan back. Him and Thomas will answer to whatever. Now, not because of the dynamic of the coach and GM, it's looked at differently as far as answers to him. You know what I mean? The head coach don't answer to the GM. All right, they both. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. Even if Terry hires his head coach don't answer to him. You know, everybody answers to the big man.
Mm-hmm.
But the big man in this thing is not Arthur Blank, it's Rich McKay.
Yeah, coaches and GMs butt heads,
Yes.
don't get along,
Yes.
whatever, all the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Or coaches and GMs do get along and work together well all the time, too. That's not a make or break for the
No.
franchise.
No.
I think the issue that people have with the way you understand the power structure right now is, okay, it's what you've been doing, so you're not going to try anything different. You're going to kind of do the same thing again. The fact that
because you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, right, no doubt.
Yes,
Which
you're
and that's
comfortable.
not great
You're
because
comfortable.
you're trying to get a different result, but with the same process. And that's the thing that bothers me too, is they always talk. They're so keen to talk about process. We're a process. We're not. No, it's the NFL. The results matter. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Your process. I'm sure you think it's really good, but it's not getting the results that you want.
Consistently.
And that's all that matters,
Yes.
man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, okay, you're checking all the boxes that you think need to be checked, but like, it's the process that you created. It's not some like predetermined process that works for building a successful NFL franchise. You're simply confirming your own process. It's confirmation bias to simply say that the results don't dictate how we operate. The process dictates how we operate. Well, your process clearly is flawed because the results aren't what you want, and it's a results-oriented business. So that whole thing is such a cop-out
because the thing
of
about
talking about why we're not winning.
But no, because this is not a organization that is known for winning.
Yeah.
It's not.
Therefore, your process is not good.
Yes, it's not. No, now it's known for having some winning seasons.
Occasionally.
Okay,
Yep.
occasionally, exactly. This
Yep,
is not an
occasionally.
organization that's known for winning. You know what I mean? That's why I laugh when they said the we had in this tenure we had the winningest head coach in Falcons history, and Mike Smith. Well, what did he have to measure up against?
Yeah, who'd he pass?
You know what I mean?
You know what I
Who
mean?
the hell did he pass?
Who'd he pass?
You know what I mean? They got this process, whatever, but you got to tweak processes that don't net you greater results.
Exactly.
If you're still doing your process of how you want it and your vision, that's fine, whatever. Stick with it. I ain't no billionaire. You are. And your vision that you had, that you probably stuck with everything, has gotten you to be a billionaire. So I ain't got nothing to say about that. But I'm just talking about as far as this football team, maybe you need to tweak your process. Maybe you need to go to another. Maybe you need other ideas. Other main ideas is their main idea with input from somebody else.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is if you're tweaking the process a little bit, what you're doing is you're allowing someone else to come in and potentially have more say, right?
Yes.
Like you would hire a head. This is just an example in this case. Maybe you keep Terry Fontenot in the role that he's in right now, which is input role, player personnel role. That's where he's at. And you bring in a head coach that has more power, a guy who's been in an organization before, who's had success before.
New head coach opening.
Oh.
Yeah, Tennessee has fired Mike.
Oh, they did fire
Yep,
Mike
they fired
Vrabel.
Mike Vrabel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I really didn't think they were going to.
Well, that's why I said yesterday.
I know you
was like,
did.
that's why I said
Yeah.
saying I was like, something ain't lining up out
No,
there.
you sniffed it out.
Yeah, something ain't lining.
You-
Oh yeah,
you
it
were on
was
that one.
definitely button heads of
Oh, yeah.
Rand and
Oh yeah,
Mike.
that was a general manager and a
they were definitely button heads.
yeah, which
Yeah.
they
were definitely button.
I don't blame Vrabel
And
for
then-
butting heads with that general manager.
But that's the thing about it is Rand just got there.
Mm-hmm.
Mike V's been there, so it's like okay. And Mike probably was like, man, I ain't whatever. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of here. Let me go. And that's what happened. So they fired him. So there's another job. But I bet the Adams people run the Titans, right? In the Adams family. I didn't want to say it like that. Whoever owns that team. Yeah, I knew you were going to do snap thing. Whoever McNair team. Is it the McNairs? No, McNair owns the Texans.
Strunk.
That's who owns
Amy Adams Strunk.
The Strunks.
Yeah.
Well, the Strunks, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to let Rand pick their head coach. Yeah. You know, because that's why they hired him as a GM.
Because he's a general manager.
Yeah, they're going to let Rand hire his head coach.
Or just another idea, if they wanted to do it, they could get a search firm and let the search firm do it. Maybe. That's what some teams do.
Yeah.
That's what some teams do. That's the issue that people have with it. Because again, like, I'm going to be so thankful when certain things aren't topics for us anymore.
Uh-huh.
Like team morale in December or who's the edge rusher you need to add. Like just when you address some of this stuff. Another one is going to be like the power structure and how press conferences go. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The only time you analyze a press conference is when something bad happens to your team.
That's it.
And so, be clear about this. Like, sure, there are good things going on here and there, whatever. None of it matters compared to the bad that happened, which is 7-10, 7-10, 7-10.
That's what I said.
That's what matters.
Your process got you
3 straight 7-10.
I got you 3-17.
And 6 straight no playoffs.
But it got you in between all that. It got you Mike Smith, a Super Bowl. But the consistency ain't there.
And you didn't win the Super Bowl.
And you didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that. I heard this yesterday too. It's like, yeah, the last 3 years we weren't competing for championships like we expect to be. Wait, what? When did you do that? Refresh my memory. When did you do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
That is one thing about. It's nice to be in that situation because then you can just have press conferences and say whatever you want.
Yep.
It's like, wait a minute, that's not true. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but not really. Let you own the team and do whatever you want. All right, we'll come back. We'll get to the back page with Bo. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. If sports news breaks, get all the info here first. Our exclusive team of sports insiders gets you the facts before anyone else. If breaking news matters to Atlanta, get our exclusive coverage here first. Breaking news on 92.9 The Game is presented by BetQL. Smarter bets start with BetQL. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the book with BetQL. The Crimson Tide are the #2 scoring team, averaging over 90 points a game, while the Gamecocks are number 18 in scoring season, giving up just 63 points a night. Alabama has one of the top 3 points in the country, and that could make the difference in the end. Today's BetQL 5-star best bet is to take the Tide and lay the points at home. Bet smarter and beat the books with BetQL, and download the BetMGM app today.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Come on, you gotta love NBA basketball. I'm a
warrior. The Hawks take on Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs in a special Martin Luther King Day game presented by Chase.
I will never bleed. You can't stop me. I'm a man.
You don't want to miss this. It's Hawks Spurs in a special City Edition game. See it live and loud at State Farm Arena Monday, January 15th. Presented by Chase. Get your tickets now at Hawks.com/tickets.
I'm a warrior.
Experience the Status Truck and Trailer Repair difference today. Status is woman-owned and veteran-operated. Located on I-75, exit 237. Servicing all light, medium, and heavy-duty vehicles. Status is a one-stop shop including same-day diagnosis, PMs, DOTs, engine transmission, after-treatment repairs, and more. Use promo code STATUS10 for up to 10% off your first repair. Call 770-755-1516 for more info. Now offering mobile fleet services.
Chronic pain can be very bossy. What do I mean? It tells you what you can or can't do. Sometimes it even has the audacity to keep you from working.
I missed almost 3 weeks of work, and I was no longer able to play tennis. The pain was really debilitating sometimes. I missed Thanksgivings.
Abby was ready to put the bossy bad back in her past. And that's when she discovered QC Kinetics and their non-surgical treatments for pain. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine with tens of thousands of satisfied patients, people who have experienced real lasting relief without drugs and without surgery.
It has just been the most life-changing, amazing experience. Not only life-changing, but career-saving. I get to continue to do the career that I love. I'm playing tennis again.
Stop letting that joint pain boss you around. Start with a free consultation at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
This is Attorney John Foy. This weekend is all about winning. Atlanta teams, are you ready?
In my house, there's always multiple devices going at once. The wife has her office upstairs. I have mine downstairs, but mine doubles as a man cave. So I've got multiple TVs. I've got my gaming computer. I've got my work laptop. And then I've got my iPad. With all those devices going, you need the most reliable internet service out there because no one likes the dead zones. Hey guys, it's Bo Morgan. Are you tired of internet dead zones? Add some Wi-Fi square footage to your new home. AT&T Fiber Internet with All-Fi is now available. Now you can stream from the little bedroom that never used to get a signal, or even game from the attic if you want. With straightforward pricing, there are no data caps and no price increases at 12 months, so you won't have to switch providers every year to get the best deal. Don't settle for spotty internet. Live like a gagillionaire. Get AT&T Fiber with All-Fi now and unlock new possibilities for your home. Limited availability. Go to att.com/allfi to check eligibility.
Winter is here. Are you tired of the cold drafts and hearing the heat click on and off 5th time in the last hour? Talk to the pros at Window Nation. Replacing those old windows is easier and more affordable than you think. Right now, through the end of the month, no interest for 5 years, 50% off all window styles. Don't wait. Let Window Nation show you all the options to fit your needs and, more importantly, your budget. It's easy. Simply call 866-90-NATION online at windownation.com.
Another sports flash. Just moments away.
Zaxby's Sensation Salad is so much more than a plain old salad. It's a salad, which begs the question, at what point does a salad stop being a salad and become a salad? Is it when you add Zaxby's fried chicken to it? Crunchy wontons? Asian slaw? Citrus vinaigrette? Teriyaki glaze? Sweet and spicy sauce? Or is it when you top it all with a handmade perfectly fried egg roll? Without a doubt, the egg roll. The Sensation Salad, only at Zaxby's.
At Granger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game Sports Flash. Brought to you by Bader Scott Accident Attorneys. After an accident, don't wait. Dial 8. Call 404-888-8888.
I'm Joe Patrick. College football's national champions reside in Ann Arbor, Michigan, as Jim Harbaugh's Wolverines rolled over the Washington Huskies last night. And this Blake Corum touchdown run in the fourth helped seal the deal.
Marthy, quarterback. Some very crafty play calls down here. Instead, they just handed this time to Corum. Steps back, breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Michigan.
That call courtesy of Chris Fowler and ESPN. That score made Corum the school's all-time leader in career touchdowns and helped the Wolverines set a playoff championship game record of 303 rushing yards in their team's 34-13 win. And in college hoops, Georgia Tech will look to snap a 3-game losing streak tonight when they host Notre Dame in Atlanta. This will be Tech's last home game before back-to-back road games against ranked opponents in Duke and Clemson, respectively. Keeping you up to date on Atlanta sports when it happens, I'm Joe Patrick from the Kia Studios on your home of tomorrow's Hawks game against the Sixers. Tip-off at 7:30, Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Back to more Andy and Randy.
Andy and Randy on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, the midday show with Andy and Randy with you here on a Tuesday afternoon, 20 minutes away from getting back into the big story of the day. Hey, Brandon Adams going to stop by at 1:20 as well. We'll talk some college football in general, obviously get his thoughts on last night. I'm sure he's got some not so nice things to say about Michigan because he always does, so that'll be fun. That'll make me feel a little bit better. And then we'll get some thoughts on Georgia as well. I saw Georgia got a big transfer quarterback from UNLV.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And the thing, and what have beyond, and BA is a homer. He rightfully so.
We all are.
We all are. But I mean, just last night, I was just like, okay, yes, maybe. I don't know. Randy, you know that Georgia, like, you know what I know? I know that I thought Georgia was going to beat Nick Saban's Alabama team was probably one of the worst ones he's had in the last 8 or 9 years.
Yep.
And they didn't.
Yep.
And they didn't.
It's true.
And they didn't beat them. All right. Do I think that? Yes, I do think they probably would have. But I don't know because I thought they were going to beat Alabama.
Right. And they didn't.
And they didn't. Yeah, I know the call was wrong. You don't have to keep sending me the call. Yes, it should have been overturned. But it wasn't. And it's okay. It's okay. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be back. We'll be back in the national championship game before Michigan will.
Oh, definitely before Washington will.
Washington will.
No doubt about that.
We'll be back in there before then. All right? So just deal with the discipline.
Let me try it out, though. Let me try it, because I know what people are doing. You know what you're doing when people say that? You're trying to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, I don't need to make myself feel better.
You don't. But I'm looking to feel better today.
Okay.
Let me try it out.
All
Let me
right.
try it out.
Okay.
Georgia would beat Michigan.
We would.
Oh, that kind of feels good, actually. After they beat Washington last night, that kind of feels good to talk a little trash about Michigan. Well, they would have beat Georgia anyway. Georgia would have dragged them around the field like they did 2 years ago in the college ball playoff.
But that's the thing about it.
They would do the same thing to Washington. But so what? I don't care about that.
But
that's
that's the
not
thing about it. I thought they were going to beat the hell out of Alabama, too.
I did, too.
But they did, and they
didn't.
lost.
Now, I did not think they were going to beat the hell out of Alabama. I thought it was going to be a good game and they were going to win.
Right.
It was a good game and they lost.
Yeah.
But I did think they were going to win.
But it was a good game for Alabama.
Yes,
Alabama
Alabama
played the game perfect. Georgia didn't.
Yeah.
And so that's where I was at last night. Like, oh, Randy, yes, I know they're one of the best 4 teams. I honestly do think they are.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They're probably the best team.
They're probably the best. But they tricked off their thing. You can go threaten all the people that heard. They were threatening the people in the committee. People were getting threatened and all that other crap.
Yeah.
Threaten them all you want to.
Don't do that.
Georgia tricked off their opportunity to get in by losing to Alabama, and because the field was stronger than it's ever been behind it, they didn't get in, which sucked. And it was a joke that they fell from 1 to 6. Yes, it's a damn joke. But they tricked it off.
But it feels better to rain on Michigan's parade, to say that Georgia would beat them. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of like it. Like, I tried it on, and it feels good. I might wear it around a little bit for the rest of the show.
There you go.
Because this Washington shirt's just making me mad every time I look in the mirror.
You know what? I'm glad you wore it, though.
I'm
glad you wore it.
I'm not, you know.
I'm glad you wore it, because I'm like
not
that.
joking around.
Whenever Georgia loses, and it's been rarely that they lose. But
I'm
when
not
they
hiding
lose,
from it.
And they lose in big games, I always wear my Georgia stuff.
Yeah,
because
you know
I'm
why?
loyal to it.
Yeah, because you're a grown-up.
I'm loyal to it.
Yeah, because you're a grown-up, and so am I. And that's what we do.
Why are you not convincing me that you're a grown-up right now?
What do you mean?
Oh, the way you say it. And I am, too. No.
Oh, I'm a grown-up.
Dude, I love that you wore your Washington.
Yeah. No, I am. I mean, I'm not the toughest dude. I'm not the toughest guy in the world.
Like, I don't know how many
fights I'm winning, but I'm a grown man.
I personally don't know any Michigan fans. I know we have a couple Michigan losers. I'm sorry. Listeners.
Yeah, hell yeah.
A couple of Michigan.
You're trying it on, too.
A couple of Michigan listeners that are very polite, very nice. They love it when we compliment Michigan. And I'll compliment. Michigan is a damn good football team.
And they played really good.
They played
last
really
night.
damn
They
good
played
last night.
really good last
They
night.
played really good last night.
Yeah.
All right. And so that's my stance, because everyone want to know my stance. I get clear. What you think, Randy? I'm like, there's my stance right there. I don't know. Probably. And there it is. All right. Can I go there?
God, I know a lot of Michigan fans, and they're all so nice.
Yeah, they're nice people.
That's the worst
They've been
part.
nice people.
Is all I want to do is
Yes.
be mad at them.
Yeah.
I'm happy. That's great. Like, all these people have been fans their whole life. They never saw a national championship, really. They
Yeah.
split it in 97. They didn't see a solo national championship. Greg Huntoon's the happiest guy in the world today. And I'm like, I wish I was that, but I'm happy for Greg.
No, you're not.
A little bit.
No, you should not be happy for
Happy
them.
for him. I like him. He's one of my best friends.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. You don't have to be happy for nobody. All right?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's all right. Damn Greg. I know he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
You met Greg.
Have I?
Little fella.
See, he might be listening.
Friendly. He's not listening. But
Okay.
he is little. He knows he's small.
Then how did I meet him?
He visited. He came and stayed with us.
I met him?
Yeah. He came to Tailgate Fest. And then you and me and him rode in my car back to my house for the party.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have to scoot the seat up.
There you go. Take that, Greg. You tiny son of a blank. All right. Let's get to the back page with Bo.
Bringing you the stories that didn't make the cut anywhere else on the show. It's the back page with Bo Johnson on the Midday Show with Andy and Randy on Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Yeah. I already said it twice. So, hey,
did.
Bo. I already did it.
So also, if you look on social media, also a lot of people that I didn't know were Michigan fans from all the social media interactions
Like
after
who?
last night. I'm not going to call out anybody.
Oh, okay. I
You
thought
just
you
don't
meant
see a whole lot of people
I thought you
wearing
meant
a lot
like
of
celebrities.
Michigan fans wearing their stuff around places that you work and whatnot. Anyways, all the firings and national championships happening. There was other stuff that happened over the weekend, and this one's pretty cool. It's Randy Moss finding out that he's getting a trip to Atlanta.
That was cool.
We have a little announcement of it's my absolute honor to let our friend Randy Gene Moss know he is this year's inductee to the College Football Hall of Fame. One of the most legendary players ever, of course, at Marshall University. 1997 Heisman finalist.
Man, I appreciate that. Man, I want to send a shout out to, man, first of all, my wife and my kids, man, but all of my teammates at Marshall, my coach, Coach Pruitt.
So Randy Moss wasn't the only one that found out. Alex Smith finds out also that he's been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. It was a very long clip, though. So
but it was such a cool thing. And I just think back how, like, that dude was so different in college. I just remember everything about Randy was just when he wore them damn green and white striped socks and he hurdled that dude. Yep. That's when you can hurdle people in college. He got the penalty and everything. But dude,
just a big scissor
kick.
Dude,
he was just
right over the top of his head.
Different. And I always thought,
you know how good you have to be a wide receiver Heisman finalist from Marshall?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Marshall was their program. That's where Coach Donnie came from, and that's when they was called 1AA. I mean, this dude. Randy was just different. He was just a different cat, man. And I don't remember a lot of Alex Smith at Utah. I know his first overall pick.
I remember they went undefeated, and Urban Meyer was there.
Yeah,
but I don't
remember a lot about them.
Yeah.
And what is the damn criteria for the College Football Hall of Fame? Like, what's the weight?
No, it is interesting. There are like specific criteria. I do believe you have to be like a first-team All-American or something like that.
Yeah, I know all that stuff. I'm talking about the timeline.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Seems like Randy Moss probably should have been in there by now.
Exactly. Yeah, I know the criteria. That's how Danny Woodhead got in.
Because that was the '97 Heisman finalist class.
Yeah.
That's a while ago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the wait period is.
So from one great to another, former Braves great A.J. Brzezinski caught up with freshly acquired Brave Chris Sale on his podcast Foul Territory TV yesterday. Asked Chris Sale how he feels about being a fourth starter.
What do you think, Chris, when you hear Chris Sale, fourth starter? Man, how you have fallen in the days of being an ace. Chris Sale,
this guy,
fourth starter.
I can go out and suck and no one's going to hate me now.
That's true.
No, it's not.
Yeah, pretty sure if you go out and suck, I don't know about hate. You're not going to get a lot of hate here in Atlanta, but up in Boston, I'm sure you would have.
Yeah, I don't know, man. People get pretty mad at these pitchers down here, man. Like, I remember the last couple of years, Charlie Morton, people have been really mad at him when he doesn't pitch well or doesn't go far enough into the game. Yeah, I think he's still got to be good.
Trolls are always going to be there, though.
Yeah, no, look, that's a funny question.
No matter how
sure.
well you do.
But I know he's being tongue-in-cheek with that, but
so
people will be mad at him if he does not pitch well.
A.J. Brzezinski then went ahead and Chris Sale did elaborate on wanting to get to work right here in Atlanta.
For me, I mean, you know me well enough now to where, like, I enjoy being a guy, and I love going out there and competing. And the most pressure-packed situation, hand me the ball, I want it the whole nine. But at the end of the day, in terms of where I get slotted, where I'm pitching, who's pitching in front, who's pitching behind, what letter day of the week, what number day of the week, it doesn't matter. Hand me the ball, put some guys in the field behind me, and let's find a way to win.
There's an attitude, Andy.
So
there it is.
There
it is.
If anything, it should be motivating.
There's that guy that they needed in the playoffs.
Yeah, if somebody would have just said that when they were playing the Phillies.
Somebody just get behind.
Then they would have beat him.
They need him a lunatic. They may have gotten a lunatic.
Exactly what happened.
Look, I just hope he's good. He can be. Obviously, he can be. Just stay healthy. And hopefully
healthy, Chris Sale.
My wife wants us to also mention that Armani Edwards is going into the College Football Hall of Fame this year, too.
Oh,
Appalachian State. Quarterback legend. 3 straight national championships. Beat Michigan.
That's Michigan, right?
To hell with Michigan.
Okay, see, there you go. Some more good stuff about Michigan.
Some more trash to talk to Michigan.
There you go.
And we've officially reached the end of a 27-year-old era. Tiger Woods officially
man.
Not with Nike Sports anymore. Of course, all they were doing was slapping his logo on shorts and shirts these days. No more equipment. But I think Tiger's going to branch out on his own, kind of like TB12.
I don't know. It's a great question. I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, there's rumors about different apparel companies.
Go with LA Gear, man. Bring it back.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
He could own
like
LA
light up
Gear.
shoes.
Like LA.
Tiger's got light up.
There you go.
Golf cleats.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I had a pair of LA Gears.
I had LA light up sandals. That's how bad it was.
Hold on. Let's confirm something now. Have you hit puberty when that happened?
No.
Okay.
I was.
All
I think I was in
all
fourth.
right.
I think I was in
Okay,
fourth
all right,
grade.
Okay, all right, because there's a certain timeline.
I don't think I
where
was picking out my own shoes.
Yeah, where the
at that
light-up
point.
shoes were. Yeah, okay.
Maybe third grade. I don't
So,
know.
all right.
could Tiger Woods bring anything back? Like, let's say
LA
Tiger
Gear.
signs with British Knights.
Oh, BK's? Who was the BK guy? Was it Derek Coleman?
Yeah.
Was Derek Coleman the BK guy?
I think he was.
Yeah.
The big tongue and all that.
Yeah, I had some British Nikes.
That's a British
I
Nike.
remember my mama bought me the Converse, the Larry Johnson with the React juice.
I know you tell me that, and it makes me jealous
I do,
still.
hey, that's one of the best things that tax return ever bought me. Damn React juices.
Is there anything more? Because it's all nonsense,
Right.
like the stuff that they put in shoes. But is there anything more nonsense than React juice?
Dude, you should have seen me cutting on that. And you should have seen me cutting, dog.
It's got
I
juice
felt
in it that'll make you jump.
I felt it. I felt it move under my shoe. Now it could have been that Mama got them from the from Rack Room Shoes. But
There was actually juice in there. You could push the little bubble and see it move around to make you jump higher. Play like
have
grandma.
you ever popped the air bubble on the Air Max to get a free pair?
Not to get a free pair.
To return them?
Wait, would they do that?
What?
Did they guarantee them?
Like if you popped
That was the thing?
Have you popped the air bubble on the Air Maxes back in the day?
I popped an air bubble one time when I grew out of the shoe.
No,
and just to hear it go.
No, that was the hustle back in Athens, dog.
I didn't know about that hustle.
Yeah.
Is it still work?
I don't know. I haven't bought a pair of.
I got a couple. I'm not wearing. I usually have Air Maxes on.
Yeah.
I got a couple pairs of Air Maxes that are a little old.
I have a couple too.
Pop them, get you a new pair.
Great.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hustle,
Hey,
man.
Learn something new every day.
Now I'm in a great mood. Not for long. We'll come back and get to the big story of the day. Talk about the football game from last night. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. The Morning Shift. Weekdays 6 a.m. till 9.
Atlanta Falcons defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen joining us here on the show. Coach Jesse Bates bringing a lot of energy to this team as well. You guys acquired him in the offseason, and now here he is getting his first Pro Bowl nod. Why was he able to come in here in your defense and make an immediate impact?
Everything that he was saying is, I want to be better. I want to do more. I want to make more plays. I want to be a better team leader. And then the work that he put in, he backed it up. When you talk about a full package and an ultimate pro, that's this guy. And talking about Jesse, that he does for our team is he's a coach on the field. He's encouraging guys, getting guys in the right spot. That's as important as any plays he's made. That, I think, goes a little bit unsaid. The behind-the-scenes work for Jesse has been as good as what you're seeing on the field.
The Morning Shift with Tiffany, Mike, and Bo. Morning 6 till 9.
Or stream anywhere, anytime on the Odyssey app. Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
If you had an unexpected cold shower this morning,
Yuck.
get a fresh new water heater same day.
Yay!
It's R.S. Andrews Rapid
The
Service.
kind of service that makes me smile.
Same day water heater installs.
Exactly as it sounds?
Exactly. Call this morning. We'll install your new water heater today. Then you'll have a glorious warm shower tonight.
No waiting?
We have 68 water heaters in our warehouse ready to install same day you call.
Even today?
Call this morning. Hot water today from rsandrews.com.
Is it possible to stop prices going up?
Nope.
I was afraid of that.
But you can send some prices down.
I'm listening.
Starts with a Lennox high-efficiency home comfort system installed by the R.S. Andrews Rapid Service team.
High efficiency?
From Lennox. You save money because it costs less to warm your home.
So I can turn the temp up?
And your energy bills go down.
R.S. Andrews, always making me smile.
Your independent premier Lennox dealer with the exclusive Rapid Service team. rsandrews.com.
This Friday, Jason Statham is the Beekeeper.
The powerful and the corrupt are stealing from good people. What are you going to do with them? Well, that's between me and them, if you don't mind.
From the director of Suicide Squad and Fury.
He's a beekeeper, a special program outside the chain of command.
The system is corrupt. I correct it.
Jason Statham.
We have laws for these things.
Until they fail, then you have me.
The Beekeeper, rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent. In theaters everywhere this Friday. See it in IMAX and premium large formats.
As you get older, things tend to work differently. At Choice Men's Health, patients are experiencing positive results for treatment of ED and performance issues in the bedroom.
My husband and I have had a wonderful relationship for 30 plus years. However, due to diabetes, Dee was having trouble performing in the bedroom. It was affecting our intimacy and ultimately our relationship. He tried Viagra and Cialis. but they didn't help. So we went to see the specialists at Choice Men's Health. After one office visit, we saw instant results. Our relationship has changed completely. Dee is back to his normal self and giving me the attention that I've longed for the past few years.
Thank you, Choice Men's Health. The results were immediate and a complete game changer. I have a pep in my step and they turn back the clock on my love life 20 years.
Call Choice Men's Health at 404-400-3716. Unlike other ED practices, they guarantee results on the first visit or the exam is free. Call for your appointment today at Choice Men's Health, 404-400-3716. Choice Men's Health, 404-400-3716.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Hey, Georgia, let's get you covered. Do concerns about the cost keep you from getting the medical care you need? Does healthcare coverage seem confusing? Georgia Access is our state's way for all residents to find quality, affordable health insurance. At georgiaaccess.gov, you can explore a variety of plans that meet your needs and budget and find information about financial assistance. You may qualify for low-cost or no-cost coverage. Open enrollment begins November 1st. Visit georgiaaccess.gov to learn more. Georgia Access, your health, your way.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC part solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game. We are your home for the NFL in Atlanta.
And the home for our Falcons, Hawks, and Atlanta United.
Knockdown and score! WCGC Atlanta, the WCGC HD1. Always live and free on the Odyssey app.
Atlanta Sports Radio 92.9 The Game.
Sports Radio 92.9 The Game, the midday show with Andy and Randy with you here on a Tuesday afternoon. Final hour for us this hour brought to you by Zero Res, smart, lasting, and clean. We'll get to the big story of the day in just a couple of minutes. Brandon Adams going to join us in 20 minutes as well. He joins us every Tuesday to talk college football. We'll get some Georgia thoughts in there as well, as it is officially the offseason in college football now. The national championship game was played last night. It happened. It was awful. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. And then we'll get to an AMA coming up at 1:40 as well. Any question, any topic, phone lines will be open. Text us or tweet us also.
Yeah,
if you'd like.
I know we're talking about coaches being fired and hired, and obviously national championship game yesterday. But yeah, I saw John Morant.
Oh, yeah.
John Morant's out for the season with a torn labrum.
Brutal.
That is, he just got.
He's only back for 2 weeks.
Playing his butt off, too.
Yeah, game winner in the first game.
Yeah, man. That's one of them star players in the league. And obviously, that's a big setback for Memphis because they were fighting an uphill battle anyways without him. But, yeah, when I saw that, yes, I was like, damn.
Tyrese Halliburton got banged up last night, too. Did the splits.
Yeah, it said grade 1 hamstrings and maybe evaluating 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's a little bit of a timeline.
Yeah. So that's
maybe Trey starts in the All-Star game.
Maybe. Who knows? But, yeah, I saw that. It's another crazy story. It was so many different stories because I won't say they're news dumps, but this stuff kept coming up as far as sport-wise. I saw those two.
Yeah, it was just a lot, especially from an Atlanta perspective. We kind of had our focuses on press conference yesterday, what the Falcons are going to do next with the coaching search, certainly the college football game if you're interested in that, which I know a lot of people are. There was a lot going on. Yeah. And then some of that other stuff sort of sneaking in there. Yeah. Coaches getting fired.
Junkins going to Ohio State.
Yeah, Quinshon Judkins last night announcing during the football game. That's a good landing spot for old Quinshon.
But why do you think he dropped it when he dropped it?
Attention, probably.
But nobody's paying attention. Everybody's paying attention to the game.
Oh, I don't know. He's like, why don't you pay attention to me now?
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
I don't know. Good news for Ohio State while they're watching Michigan play in the national championship game and win it. Maybe that made Ohio State fans a little happier.
Did you see Joe's tweet yesterday?
Smoking Joe Patrick?
Yeah, it was so funny. He
No.
quote tweeted the Washington thing going to the national championship. That I'm down right now. I need it. That's so great. Like the fact that's why that's one of the funnest things about rivalries is the root against other people. You know, you against your rival.
Yep.
And how like Ohio State fans are rooting so hard for Michigan and can't really. I'm sorry, rooting against Michigan so hard and rooting so hard for Washington and everything. Because I just, it's always funny to me that part about fandom.
Yeah.
Is rooting for another team.
Yeah, that's a level or two beyond where you're willing to go.
Yes.
I'm very comfortable at that level.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
I can't see you I cannot see you.
You know how big of a Liberty fan I was last week? But I had to contain myself because I was like, we got bigger fish to fry.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, the best part of last night was watching Dan Lanning on TV kissing the Huskies' ass.
Oh,
that was the only good thing that happened was because he was a part of the broadcast
Yeah.
last night, which smart, like good for him. And that's what Saban used to do when they weren't in it, like good, get on TV, get some visibility.
I was curious why Nick wasn't on there.
I don't know.
Because Nick's always on.
Yeah,
Every year when Alabama's not in, he's usually in. I was really curious.
A savvy move by Lanning to sort of plant that seed and get involved in the broadcasting. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that last night, having a rave about Michael Penix and how hard he is to beat and all that kind of stuff. Again, I don't know, like at the end of the day, that was the best part of what happened last night.
Right.
The game started and cool, the game started and they're in the national championship game. And then they kind of got back into it at the end of the first half. So there was a moment of belief. A couple tequila shots at halftime, sort of prime the pump a little bit. All right, let's do it. Let's get to the game from last night. Big story.
Prime the pumps.
Got to do something. And then it was Drown the Sorrows. QC Kinetics non-surgical treatment for joint pain. Bow!
I've had ups and downs, but I'm thankful for it all. I'm super blessed. Obviously, to meet Coach DeBoer at Indiana, to lead me here. To be playing for the biggest game in college football. But obviously we didn't come out how I wanted to, but I know that each and every player on this team, they gave it their all, and it wasn't enough today. And for me, I'm gonna take accountability for the offensive side of the ball. Like we could have did better. Too many penalties. And we had a lot of offsides. I'm put that on me because I got to be louder. I got to, make sure I'm great with my communication and stuff like that. So my offensive line isn't, hearing ghosts. It's just
Andy,
That's Michael Penix.
I
from
just
last
saw Washington had 45 penalties the whole damn season.
What?
I thought I saw something that said Washington only had 45
Oh
penalties.
no, Washington was the second most penalized team in the country.
Okay, that's why I was like, that don't even sound right.
Yeah, no, they had a lot of.
Yeah,
penalties.
they don't sound. Why did that sound?
That's what was
fishy to
so.
me?
That's
I
what was so
like,
strange
hold
about the Texas game was they didn't have any. They played the cleanest game they played all year.
And that's why
last night they were back to sloppy.
Yeah, it was sloppy. It was, and it was just uncharacteristic. Now, the first pass that he missed, I don't know if it was the route or if it was the quarterback on that. It's just a miscommunication.
Yeah.
It
was just proof that they were a tick off.
Yes.
Because against Texas, he would have whether put another little bit of air under it or hit him in his chest, whatever. He would have hit him and he would have scored.
Yeah.
Last night, there were a few moments like that could have been made. There was a lot of plays that just weren't there, though, because Michigan played such good defense.
Michigan did such a great job of disguising. They did a good job of the best part they did yesterday was communication in the back end. Because there still are young players, they're still college players, and they're playing in a defense like a Baltimore type scheme.
Yeah,
and being able to pass off receivers and getting out to the flats and cover. I mean, they did so well. But the biggest thing that Michigan didn't do, that Washington couldn't do is when they got the rare man-to-man straight up.
Yep.
They didn't hit it.
Didn't
they
hit
didn't take advantage of the rare times they got man-to-man.
One time Odunze kind of slipped, and so he wasn't there for it. A lot of times Penix was just under pressure, so he didn't have time for the route to develop. Because that's the thing about the game against Texas and a lot of games where the offense functioned at its best. Those are long routes. Like those are long downfield. You got to stand in the pocket for a little while and let it develop. And there's one time in the pocket last night. And even when there was time in the pocket, Penix had been hit so much that he was seeing ghosts, and he was either hurrying things or bailing out and all of that. So that's a credit to Michigan. I do think there's a big part of it to not have a running back that you can count on at all.
Yeah.
And Dylan Johnson getting rolled up on the first carry that he had, Look,
already coming in banged up.
Dude's already hobbled. He's got half a leg, and then he gets rolled up on, so he's got basically no legs.
Right.
Now, look, I don't know, man. I thought maybe they might try to go to the backup running backs a little bit.
That's a freshman, right?
Yeah, you got Tybo Rogers, who's a pretty good player, and you might have been able to give it to him a little bit. Will Nixon, I can't believe how much they used him. That was a bad sign for me because that's not a guy who got used a lot.
Right.
And then no one cares about this, but they got a guy deep on the depth chart now that a couple years ago was the number one guy, scored 10 touchdowns. So I was like, maybe get him out there. Like, he's at least done it before, but they kept rolling with Dylan Johnson, and they just couldn't get anything going in the run game. Meanwhile, Blake Corum had 134. Donovan Edwards had 104 and on 6 carries and really on 2 carries. And Michigan's run game was everything it was advertised to be.
Blake Corum I just like watching him play. That little dude, he gets busy, man. I mean, he runs through arm tackles and everything like that. And I just, J.J. McCarthy was fine. I mean,
if even that,
he
didn't do anything.
And that's why I keep telling people, and I don't go by mock drafts of what I think about people. I just don't think he's a first round talented quarterback. I think he's a mid round quarterback. Talent wise, that's my view on him. And I know that the one thing you saw last night, and I still, because we get so caught up in the moment that everything, if it was good, you erase it if the moment is not the way you wanted it.
Yeah, no one wants Penix anymore.
Yeah, we don't want Mike. I didn't think the Falcons were going to draft Penix at 8 anyways, but now it's like, I don't want it anymore. He's like, that goes back to something that you always talk about. You can tell when people didn't watch him a lot.
You can.
Yep, you can tell when people didn't watch him a lot.
Because he had games like that this year.
Exactly.
The game he played against Texas, he's had games like that too. Like he's been more like the Texas game, I would say, in his 2 years at Washington than like the Michigan game.
Yes.
But there was a month where he played like that last night. And, that's why he didn't win the Heisman, because he played like that for an entire month. And I feel like a lot of those guys, at least enough of those guys that vote for that award, watch those moments. But, I got that. I got one guy tweeted me and said, nah, he's just Ritter 2.0.
Like,
all right.
I mean, I got that same tweet.
Last week you guys wanted to draft him.
But no, my thing is, one thing is like, why?